1 2 1 2. Can everybody hear me clear? Peace and Black Power family. This is your brother Sarnetta coming back at you once again. Black News 102. Talk to me. Can everybody hear me clear? Can everybody hear me clear? Peace. Can we hear me? Can we hear me? Press 1 if you can hear me, so we can go on with this program, this scheduled program right here. Okay, we can hear me. All right, this is your brother Sarnetta coming at you with the latest news from the street. This is your brother Sarnetta, Black News 102, Sarnetta TV, Sarnetta Studios, hip hop. All right, black media hip hop. We're going to get it in right now. I have a new song coming to you right now, and this is not the official video. It's just I wanted to get this message out to you through the music and through the song. But the song is going to be powerful. Later on this evening, I have a brother by the name of Digital Pit Boss, and he's going to come on the show and give some information. We ain't doing the foolishness and the craziness, but you got other Negroes that's out there trying to tear down your brother Sarnetta, and it's a shame, but let's say you tear down Sarnetta. What do you have to offer the people? Once you tear down brother Sarnetta, what are your connections? Who do you got? Talk to me. Who do you got? Yeah, that's all I wanted to know. Oh, we got an echo? Let me turn it down a little bit. See, that's why I'm asking y'all, family, out there, talk to me about the sound. I need to hear how the sound is going. All right, I'm turning it down right now. How do we sound right now? Got to turn down the gain. Let me turn down the gain. Turn back up the gain on this one. And let me know how we sound. How we sounding? So, you tear down your brother Sarnetta and replace it with what? This is what the Hebrew Israelites always say. All you're going to be doing is talking about each other, talking about another brother. Who the hell want to keep hearing that stuff? What you got to bring to the table? I'm going to bring some powerful information this summer. So without any further ado, let me go on in here with the information at hand, the conscious alumni. So what I want to do is bring to you first the information. Check it out, family. Let me know if the sound is good, and we're going to head right in there with it. Check it out.
I'm Malcolm X.
I'm Harriet Tubman.
I'm Malcolm Thomas. I'm Malcolm Thomas.
I'm Ada B. Swell. I'm Marcus Garvey.
I'm Malcolm X.
I'm Ya Isatiwa.
I'm Prophet Nubo Juali.
I'm Elijah Muhammad.
I'm Ella Baker.
I'm Nat Turner.
I'm Malcolm S. I'm Sojourner Truth.
I'm Marcus Garvey. Now what?
I'm Fannie Lou Hamer. So what? I'm Rosa Parks.
I'm Young Asatiwa.
I'm Winnie Mandela.
I'm Willie Lynch.
Sarnetta TV is here for you. Black News 102, always bring the truth. And if you can't find yourself and can't see the light, Sarnetta TV will help you win the fight. Black News 102, we here for you. Black News 102, we here for you. We here for you. We here for you. To bring the truth, to bring the truth. Is peace. We need that brotherly love. Black queens need kings. So tune into Sarnetta TV. Black News 102, we in the streets. Press play and take a seat. Cause we do this for you. 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 We can change the world if we try. If we try. If we take a stand on the front line. Sarnetta TV comes to free your mind and Black News 102 has a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the black or African American dream. This dream is to reach all the masses of all melanated people across the globe. In a sense, we have come to receive what is rightfully ours, our place in history, our place in this world, and our right to rise above the oppressor. 2, we will continue to bring you stars of spiritual enlightenment and consciousness. Truth forever on the scaffold, wrong forever on the throne. And if that scaffold sways the future behind, the dim unknown stand of God beyond the shadow, keeping watch above his own. How long? Not long, I tell you. I'll shine, I'll shine. What we need is peace. We need that brotherly love. Black queens need kings. So tune into Sarnetta TV. Black News 102. We in the streets. Press play and take a seat. Cause we do this for you. We do this for you.
This your brother Herman Smalls. And back on 125. Rain don't stop us. And you know what the message is. You know what's going to happen on May 19th. Every business that does business on 125th Street is going to have to stop, be shut down for 3 hours. 3 hours from 1 to 4 p.m. No exceptions. None. It's not even open for debate. Now, the thing is, many are theorizing and asking, why, man, oh, that's an old technique and this, why y'all still doing that and da-da-da. You know, what we're doing with this is one of the tools in the toolbox. You know, when I say this is going to solve everything, but if it's critical for awareness to be achieved, you have to use whatever opportunity to stop your community. It's as Sarnetta stated, because I had the opportunity to listen to his live build, the young ones are going to see that. They're going to see a sea of people in black. They're going to see the stores in their community. In their community, it's still our community, it's ours. A young man, a young girl is going to look and say, wow, my community is impacting the environment around them in a way to bring homage to one of our greatest heroes. What could be a downside to that? If you have a theory to add to it, great, add to it. But in my opinion, I think we have to be cautious in how we so quickly knock various tactics. I did it too. I think I shared in one of the tapes I did with Sarnetta. My father is an African nationalist. You know, he came up teaching me that format. In that format, the mindset that was not thought kindly of was Martin Luther King, or even Booker T. Washington's mindset of, you know, let's get skills, let's get trade. And so there were some things that were looked upon that if we ain't getting a nation, if it ain't about black nationalism, all these other ideologies were frowned upon from my father's generation. And quite naturally, I adopted the views and opinions of my father. But as I grew, and as I read, and as I studied, and I got more of an insight of what Booker T. Washington was thinking about, I saw the brilliance in it. If you do lock down all the services, the blacksmith, the locksmith, the mechanic, the engineer, the electrician, if that whole society can't run without your people, not to mention the monies you're generating, you got trades, you have a skill, you can build houses, you're a plumber. No society can function without these people in sufficient numbers to build. So yeah, we could have had all of those locked down. Now, that's the base to launch your next generation into whatever else you want to do. Politics, the sciences, the other more professional degrees, the lawyers, the doctors. You know, the first generation rarely is the one to step into that. It's usually a stair-step occurrence. And you look at the people who did follow that stair-step model. But again, going back, but coming up under my father's ideology of the men of his era, Booker T. Washington, no, he's trying to make us all just, you know, glorify slaves again. No, it's time for us to get our nation and totally turn on, you know, which I got what the incentive and what the feeling was. But I think what happened then is what's happening now. We was too quick to knock another group, not another group, we're all one group, but another group of black people that saw a different way for our movement forward. I think if we get better at seeing the beauty in different approaches as we move towards a solid, unified base, that'll serve us so much more than, oh man, why you vote? Man, what you voting for? Da da da. You don't vote? Why you not voting? Say, okay, brother. Okay, all right. I personally don't see. I'm not sipping on that Kool-Aid. I ain't ready to get the vote thing. But if you are organized and you have a tactical way that you've invested your time and your energy, and you have a plan that you think you're going to derive something from this system for us collectively, yeah, I'm going to support you. I'm not going to denounce you, even if I'm not in lockstep doing it with you. I'm not going to be putting any kind of obstacles in your way because you've at least organized and came up with the theory of what you think is going to bring us to a better place. So coming back to now, if you don't understand or don't see the beauty of it, or if it doesn't fit your particular style of approach, cool. But to knock it, to cast doubt on it, that energy can be better served, in my opinion. You have the right to knock and critique anything, but to what end? And then the other part is, okay, what are you offering in place? This ain't good, this ain't good. Okay, all right, great. Let's say it's not good. What do you have that's good? The silence is deafening. So so that is kind of what I would like to add to that. So May 19th, wherever you are, I know Sarnetta gave a hotel that was available. If you got family in New York, come and crash on their couch. You ain't got to always spend money when you travel. Find a way to get here. We are trying to use Black News 102 and Baba TV, social media, to bring 20,000 boots. Like Dr. Reggie said, we want 20,000. Dr. Reggie, come on in, give as many details, piece about the process with the buses, brothers and sisters willing to go down there and visit the grave sites of the Honorable Marcus Garvey, Dr. Khalid Muhammad. Paul Robeson is also up there. No, oh my goodness. Yes, we got the legends there. So how can I make that happen? Yes.
Peace to anyone that doesn't know me. My name is Brother Reggie. Maybe about 32 years ago, I was just like you. I was trying to find my way in this world. And lucky for me, I found Dr. Leonard Jeffries and I found Professor James Small at the City College of New York. And they changed my life. One of the activities that they had been doing for the many years is going to see Black history in action, Black culture in action. Professor James Small, who is the first imam after Malcolm X in the Muslim Mosque Incorporated. He was the second imam after El Hajj Malik El Shabazz. He was recruited by Sister Ella Collins, Malcolm X's sister.
Give the history, Ray.
Malcolm X's sister. See, people don't understand, the most radical Black teachers are often women, not men, right?
Yes.
Most men are taught by their mothers in our revolutionary movement.
That's right.
It is Black women that teach Black men how to be men. And Sister Ella Collins trained Brother James Small to be both head of Muslim Mosque Incorporated as an imam. Ella Collins sent Brother James Small to Mecca like she sent Malcolm to Mecca. Sister Ella Collins put Brother James Small in Malcolm's clothing, right? In Boston. He lived in the same room Malcolm lived in Boston. You talk about how a woman makes a man. Imagine a young brother like James Small coming home from the military, looking for the Black Revolution, finds himself in the clothing of El Hajj Malik El Shabazz. You talk about spirituality. Y'all don't know what spirituality is, right? In that process, Professor James Small meets almost everybody associated with El Hajj Malik El Shabazz that was on their side. People have to understand that there was a war going on. Malcolm had been killed, right? With a combination of people. A combination of a dispute in the Nation of Islam and a combination of United States intelligence services. Professor James Small steps right in the middle of the aftermath when El-Hajj Malik El-Shabazz, the man you know as Malcolm X, our shining black prince, was assassinated. And then it's up to, does Malcolm's legacy live or does it die?
And who was up to make it live or die?
It was up to first Sister Ella Collins, who took reins of the Organization of Afro-American Unity, and then she transferred it to Professor James Small, and then to another brother named Brother Willie Stark. Brother Willie Stark, you will see, Brother Willie Stark was a young man, 19, 20 years old, when El-Hajj Malik El-Shabazz was assassinated. And because he was there, he donated the rest of his life to continue in that mission. So Professor James Small has partners that you do not know, right? But you find them out when you go to the grave. So there's a lot of people say, well, why do we go to the grave? That's some 1970s stuff, right?
Right.
Do you go to the grave of your parents? Do you go to the grave of your ancestors?
I say.
Well, El-Hajj Malik El-Shabazz, the man you know as Malcolm X, is our parent, is our ancestor. God damn it, I ain't know a goddamn Jesus Christ in my life, right? But I'm going to tell y'all all, right, that El-Hajj Malik El-Shabazz was a man that I knew that lived, that died so that we can live. Now, I'm going to tell you what we're doing right here. Black News 102, under the leadership of Sa Netta. We bringing you the black world struggle right here live. We're showing you the echoes of the struggle, right? And the people that's really a part of it. We said, we laugh. We laugh at all these little pseudo makeup characters that we make, right? That we make here, right? On this goddamn camera. And they really start smelling themselves and feeling themselves, right? But they don't know one black revolutionary. And they can't hide it now. They can't hide it now. Because you see Brother Herman Small, but you don't know his pedigree. See, you don't know he stood up with Khalid Muhammad and others. You can see the affection December 12th has for him, right? They'll look at you, Negroes, like they don't know you. You see them with Sa Netta. You see them smile. You see them want to talk. I'm going to tell you something. D12 has been captured. They was captured by the government. They was given life sentences and they fought their way out of it, right? D12, Sister Viola Plummer?
Go ahead, Reggie.
She don't talk to anybody, bro. She don't talk to anybody, right? She's a leader. Now, I'm going to show you some footage. This is part one of what I'm going to say. Part two, I'm going to show you some footage of us at the gravesite. Some sisters made a documentary called Malcolm's Echo. I'm going to show you some of that. You're going to see Dr. Ben there. You're going to see Sa Netta there. You're going to see Brother Reggie there. Right? You're going to see our work there. Now, this footage was done like in something like 2001, 2000, this particular film, right? But we have been doing this for 30 years. I have been doing it for 30 years, and it has been going on since Malcolm left this planet. Right? But I joined 30 years, so I can only talk about what I learned. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Sister Ella Collins not only trained Professor Small, right? She trained her own nephew, Rodnell Collins. You will see him out there. But he also trained young brothers like me. I knew Sister Ella Collins. Sister Ella Collins gave me directions, told me what to do. I knew Sister Betty Shabazz. You pseudos, you fakes, you don't know these people. But see, what you're trying to do is you're trying to run game on the people. You're trying to say, well, that doesn't matter, to give you some breath, to give you some air. You ain't got no air. You ain't got no air because you're not a part of none of this, right? Now, getting back to Professor James Small. Not only was he the imam of Muslim Mosque Incorporated, he was also in charge of the Organization of Afro-American Unity. His job was to keep both of these surviving, right? And he has done an incredible job so it's been close to 52 years, 51 years that he's been in charge. So for 51 years, this man, who you see on Sarnetti's couch, has kept that movement together. Now, some of you suckers say, why go to the grave? Every black revolutionary that I know, has went to the grave. If they're political prisoners and they come home, they have been to the grave. Some of our greats, like Sister Pam Africa, goes to the grave. Dr. Yosef Ben Jokanan goes to the grave. Khalid Muhammad went to the grave, right? And is now buried in the grounds. The question is, who are you in the context of this living history? That's the question. The question is, who are you in the context? If they're doing this thing, and they have much more status in our community, then how do you compare yourself with them? Take me out the picture. I know you don't like me. I know why you don't like me. Doesn't matter. I'm saying, where is your work? You don't have that work. You are YouTube creations. That's all you are. I am saying, get out of YouTube and become a member of this black community. Because I'm going to tell you something. The difference between a real black revolutionary, right, is that a real black revolutionary spends 85% of his time and her time loving black people. A real black revolutionary spends 85% of their time feeding black people, giving black people advice, coming to the aid of black people, right? Learning the history of black people and speaking about black people, doing the work. A real black revolutionary does the work. They show love for black people. 85% of the time of a black revolutionary is doing work for black people. You see Brother Herman's, 85% of his time, Brother Sarnetta, Brother Reggie. 85% of our time is loving black people.
Now, Reggie,
We've been tricked.
all right, y'all.
We've been tricked into thinking that we don't need to be engaged in.
That's right.
That's the body politic. Now, I understand that immediately individuals are gonna start saying, "Oh, Brother Larry on some coon shit," right? But
don't get on it.
Listen, the ism, it gotta stay real.
There you go.
And what I kind of see, right, is I kind of see your ass been punked. The reason I say you've been punked is because I see the white boys engaging in politics. And I see the white boys controlling the communities that they're in through politics. And I see the white boys controlling the police, controlling sanitation, controlling the fire department, controlling the society through politics.
Realism.
And you saying that your vote don't count because you don't engage in group politics. You don't engage in community politics. You don't engage in politics to uplift your core, your base, your own damn community. You always joining in other people's fights to benefit and assist other people's causes. At the same time, anything that has to do with black causes, you say, well, why we gotta say only black? You understand? And that's kind of like what you were taught on the plantation to benefit master. The only time that was your time was late at night. That's where the nightlife come from, family, from the plantation. You understand? All day long you work for the other man. At night it was your time.
That's right.
Now, what I need you to understand is you got to bring your time to the daytime when shit is being ran. You understand? When decisions are being made that affect your life on a daily basis. For real, in real time, in the here and now, not in ancient Kemet. You understand? Because as glorious as ancient Kemet was, it was. We are now. And our babies are lost now. And the example that we set now is not one that's designed to bring the future any change that we're participating in on any level where we have any say in what actually goes on. Now, how does that tie into Brother Malcolm? Brother Malcolm said the ballot or the bullet. Brother Malcolm said the ballot or the bullet.
That's what he said.
Now, I don't see none of y'all throwing bullets, but some of y'all do throw ballots. What I'm saying is, if we strategically use those ballots, perhaps we might see a different outcome. Because to do the same thing and expect a different outcome is like a textbook definition of insanity.
Straight up.
You understand? So if we try a different approach, perhaps we'll extract a different outcome and maybe be able to shape and actually take control of the communities where we are, instead of being host to hordes of foreign invaders. No disrespect to the shoppers, but they're not filling our coffers. They're filling the coffers of foreigners who are extracting those resources to take back to their native lands to enrich their families. So, in effect, family, we're like props. You understand? People ride through here on buses, on tour buses, taking pictures of us in our natural habitat. A habitat that was constructed for us to be in. It's artificial. I mean, it's just real like that. Now, if at some point you want to say, okay, well, this is the only reality that we know, right? How come we not playing a real part in it? How come we sit back and watch other people control it? How come year after year, decade after decade, we watch old white men sit in control and launch missiles at people? Old white men who don't really think rationally, think impulsively, emotionally, and like old, well, not like old white women. Old white women are actually smarter than old white men. Now, my point being, no, this is just a fact. This is why old white men are afraid of white women. You understand? This is why they subjugated white women. This is why white women fight old white men. They ain't fighting us.
Is this why they came up with feminism?
Listen, white women are not fighting black people for power.
Right, but did you hear me? Is this one of the reasons why white women came up with that feminism?
Well, if you look, that's just the latest manifestation of the divide that has existed in white culture throughout their known history. Notice that I say known history, right? Because even if you go to their unknown history, right? And what do we have to go by their unknown history? Their archaeological discoveries, their speculations, right? When you look at how they portray themselves in prehistory, right? They portray themselves as cavemen who hit women on the head with clubs and drug their ass back to the cave. Okay? So now when they walk onto the stage of actual history, recorded history, how does recorded history record them? The Vandals, wanton destruction, just tearing shit up for no reason, right? The Goths, right? They sacking shit. Okay, now mind you that they're conquering other barbarians, but I mean, how do they walk on the stage of history? How do we know these people? How do they interact with people on the continent of Africa when we encounter them? Do we encounter some noble race of people who came to enlighten humanity? Or do we encounter fucking savages? You understand? Whose only goal was to rape, pillage, and destroy. Because this is the outcome of contact with them in the Americas, in Africa, in Asia. This is what the people encountered. So how am I to say that this is not an accurate portrayal of them when we encounter them today? And once again, nothing is all inclusive. But when we encounter them today, their descendants today, how do we interact with them? How do they interact with us? It's not black people riding on tour buses through white neighborhoods taking pictures of the natives. You understand? We don't treat them like curiosities. You understand? We don't treat them like some fucking exotic species that we have to go and see how they actually live in the wild. We don't put them in zoos. They actually put black people in fucking zoos. You understand? So, I mean, who are we dealing with?
Right here in New York, up in the Bronx.
So when I say that, I'm not like reaching out into the void and bringing something into the mist that somehow can't be verified. This is them about them. So now, I take people on their word. If you tell me that you're a savage, that you're a barbarian, who am I to disagree? When what I see from you is savagery and barbarity. God damn, you telling the truth. So what I need from people who assume the mantle of consciousness, right, is to make consciousness have a meaning in reality and not just ethereal, not the idea of consciousness.
Herman got a question.
Well, just brief. I don't want to break your bill because you mentioned they constructed this place, this community for us. So I was a little lost. So are you speaking about Harlem, or what were you speaking about?
We live in an artificially constructed environment, right? Now, I was reflecting earlier today, and I often hear my people say that we built this society, right? And at some point, your information has to be updated. You understand? Because while our ancestors laid the foundation for the agricultural United States, right? The industrial United States was a foreign invention. We got drug into this shit after the Civil War. In 1820 in New York, they abolished slavery. The blacks who were in New York in 1820 got drug into this shit. You understand? In 1800 in New England, they abolished slavery. In New England, there were blacks. They got drug into this shit. But the Civil War didn't end until 1865. You understand? So after 1865, there was like a period between 1865 and 1877 where in the South you had blacks in government, blacks who owned land, blacks who were participating on equal status with whites, but these were northern transplants. And they divide themselves up between Republicans and Democrats, but that's not really real. You understand? We talking about political affiliation. Just like you see political affiliation today.
All right, so
political affiliation today is personal and vested interests. You understand? And that shit has always crossed party lines. It's crossed racial lines. In case some of you are mystified, right? There were black soldiers in the Confederate Army. And what I really need you to understand is that although a lot of them were slaves, A lot of them were not. You understand? And you see this reality reflected in society today, and I'll give you a perfect example. There's a sheriff, right? And he's an extremely vocal dude, and I banished his name from my consciousness so I can't come up with that shit, but he says a lot of outrageous shit, right? And he's a Democrat. You understand? And he is constantly elected as a Democrat where he lives because he plays the system. Now, you would think that this guy's a Republican, okay? Because of the rhetoric that he spews, especially about Black Lives Matters and black people and the people in Ferguson, and you understand, thugs and criminals, and this is the way this guy speaks. But my point to you is that when you engage in politics, politics sometimes makes strange bedfellows. You have all types of interests that cross lines. There's no permanent enemies. They have permanent interests. We have permanent interests that are not being addressed. The reason our permanent interests are not being addressed is because we're not addressing them. We're complaining about them, but we're not addressing them. You understand? And the reason we're not addressing them is because we've been tricked into thinking that politics and our vote don't matter. It matters to the motherfuckers that are career politicians, that stay in office, that collect paychecks. That is actually welfare.
You know, right?
Of course.
How you doing, sister? No. I moved my hand because I hit him on the head by mistake, and I moved my hand out. I would never do that to my little man. What's up, my brother? What's happening? You know him, right?
Ask him.
He said, I know you do. I know you do.
Ask him.
No. I just wanted to make sure he knows who you are.
Ask him. Ask him if I know him.
As soon as you said that, I know you know.
This is.
Because remember, we quoted him, bro. That's over there.
This is realism-ism.
When he was talking about, you know.
That's one of my.
You know who that is.
That's one of my students, Sinetta.
That was Central Park jogging case. Oh, right. Yeah, that's one of the brothers that been let free. Donald Trump talked about throw him under the jail, throw away the key. You know.
That's one of my students from up there.
Oh wow, word. Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is because we don't engage in like, you know what? Let me bend this a little bit, right? Because we get accused of some shit. And because we get accused of it, we kind of shy away from it and be in denial about it, right? But we get accused of playing the race card. Right? They accuse us of that shit all the time, right? Every time we point out some shit that they up to, we get accused of playing the race card, right?
That's right.
Why don't we actually play the race card? You understand?
Yeah.
I mean, look. I mean, understand this. Understand how I mean this, right? I can identify your membership in an exclusive club by your membership card. Okay? I can identify when you show me your membership card, that immediately tells me that you're a member. And I open the doors to you. And I treat you differently than I treat people that are not members. I may be cordial to non-members. I may be respectful to non-members, but non-members don't receive all of the benefits that go with membership. Membership has its privileges, okay?
Don't be stealing the American Express logo.
Why don't we take the uniform off the mind and put it back where we can see it? You understand? Instead of denying that it's a uniform, we put all kind of shit on the uniform to make the uniform look different. We put blonde on the uniform. We put red on the uniform. I see people walking around here with green and blue on the uniform, right? I see dudes walking around here with blonde on the uniform. trying to blend in. You understand? If your ass is not in a tropical forest, right, where shit is red and blue and green, and being red and blue and green helps you hide from a predator, why would you put some shit on that make you stand out so the predator can see you better? If your ass being hunted, and believe me, last count, the hunter's standing over trophies, dead bodies, dead black people with their rifles, like they stand over dead lions and dead rhinoceri and dead elephants with their rifles. So they hunting. And since I don't see black people hunting, we got to be the prey. And since I always hear black people talking about how much they be praying, I understand that they the prey.
Larry going in.
Now, what I'm saying is, at some time, if you watch nature shows, you see the prey turn the fucking tables on the predator.
Every so often.
You understand? You see the buffalo surround the goddamn lion and gorge his ass.
Go to work.
You lying motherfucker.
You see the hyenas when them numbers come.
Listen now. Listen now. Gorge the lion. You lying motherfucker. You understand? Just gorge his lion ass, cause he be lying. Every time he open his mouth is lies. Right? Now, what I'm saying is, if you think about it, you actually witnessed lies rise to prominence in this society. You actually witnessed lies rise to power in this society. You actually witnessed bullshit rise above reality. And now bullshit is being spewed all over the fucking world. Bullshit. Now, in some places, you have individuals at war.
Before you go on, I want you to talk with our sister. Tell them, let them know where you're from. Let them know where you're from. Just let them know where you're from. Tell them where you're from. And then he gonna have a discussion with you.
No discussion. I gotta go.
Where you from?
I'm from Africa. And my dad is from Senegal. My mom is from Gabon. Afrique Centre.
From two places.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which people is your mom?
My mom is from the Fan tribe.
Fan tribe. And your dad?
He's Fulani.
Fulani. Okay, the Fulani, they get around.
Yeah, that's what he told me.
They the most traveled people on the planet.
Yeah.
It's like 25 million Fulani.
Yeah.
They've been moving around the earth for a long time. They spread everywhere. They all over here now.
They are.
Okay.
Yes, it's true.
That's good to know. What's your name, sister?
Fatu. Fatu Buddy.
Fatu.
No, I'm glad you said that because I keep calling you Fatima.
People call me Fatima also.
Okay, so it's Fatu.
Yeah.
What has been your experience here as an African transparent?
Whoa.
My experience here. I was born here.
Get by the mic,
No. What I want to do is it's poignant, right? Because the sister Fatu, my name is Brother Larry, by the way, Fatu.
Brother Larry.
And because the sister understands that her mom is Fan and her dad is Fula, both of which, because I'm about to make a point that is going to become apparent to you in a minute, right?
About a half hour in a minute,
no,
but anyway.
Herman, please. Both of her parents come from well-established cultures on the continent of Africa with independent histories of each other. Okay? So now, if we go from the external view, we don't see that. We just see African.
Right.
And that's not reality. Because the farm people, ancient people.
Oh, okay. I see where you're going.
The Fulani people are unique people on the continent of Africa. It's about 25 million of them, and they hold the distinction of being the largest migratory group of people on the planet Earth. Remember, Africa is the most diverse place on the planet. So when we take these external views and we speak these European languages and we think of ourselves the way outsiders think of us, we see Africans. But in reality, it actually causes confusion, because then it allows us to see Africans killing Africans, Africans selling Africans, and psychologically fucks with us. Now that's my point. When I tell you it is important to know who you're talking about when you talk about the people on the continent, because you will get a distorted view of history and conflate that history to a time when Europeans dominated us and we were known as this by them, which caused, and right now today is rampant alcoholism on the continent of Africa. In the diaspora, there's rampant drug abuse, there's rampant psychological displacement, because we still don't see the truth, and it's right in front of our face. If she's Fawn and Fula, how could she be African? Because Fawn is African, Fula is African. How you gonna make African and African? You understand? At some point, we're going to have to be rational about this and say, wait, that don't make sense. Because we know you could be Italian and German, and we don't have a problem seeing that's two different damn groups of people. French and English. You understand? Black, American, and white American, and we don't have a problem seeing that's different.
Can I make a comment?
You can absolutely take over, sister.
No, after this, I will head out. But I find that a lot of people, a lot of Africans understand the distinctions between the different African groups. Because if I go to an African person and I tell them I'm African, they'll ask me, where you from? Are you Nigerian? Are you Ghanaian? Because they know that there's so many different countries. But if I go to an American person and I say I'm African, that's it. It's not really often they'll ask me, which country are you from in Africa? Because they just, it's a big, you know, they just know that Africa, that's what they really know. So a lot of times.
And there's a numbness that sits on top. There's a numbness that sits on top of our people, courtesy of our captors, right? Because the worst thing that you can do to a captive is empower the captive with knowledge. If you know that there's better, then you expect better. When they brought our ancestors here, they rebelled. As people began to be born here, there began to be less rebellion.
Good point.
Because they learned how to take that knowledge away, separate the children from those who knew, until there became a point when they didn't know. They walk around today, they don't know. They don't even know what happened to our ancestors here on these plantations. They have no idea. You have people who look like us, sister, who deny coming from West Africa, who deny that their ancestors were brought here as slaves, who deny they say that they were the damn natives that were here. You understand? This is the cloud of confusion that sits on top of our people that I speak to. So what we need to do, we need to see ourselves for who we are, embrace ourselves for who we are, because this is us, and it ain't gonna change. It can only get better, because this is the bottom. There's only one way to go, that's up. And the only way to go up, you goddamn right, the only way to go up is to come together and then push up.
Oh, yeah, but extinction is an option too, so it can't get worse.
Well, what I'm saying is this, right? See, I made this point about 10 years ago, right? And you're dying anyway. So I don't know what you're afraid of. You understand? It's inevitable that you're gonna die. That's a part of the cycle of life. Okay? If you regard yourself as a person of this planet, right? As I do, I'm an outgrowth of the planet. So I look at the cycles of the planet and I see this shit recurring. Okay? I look at people and I see the same thing. You dying anyway. So at some point you gotta say, well, You gotta die for a cause.
No, I'm leaving now.
Oh, okay. Thank you, my sister.
And not just, thank you, Fatu. And not just as we've been doing, which is because, right?
Okay, now you gotta pass that mic, and
I
want you to close out. Go ahead.
I'm about to go.
All right, go ahead, brother.
I've been here a long time, right? And you know how I do. It's just peace and black power.
Yeah, well, just again, another one of the mines, the local mines. They can only get these bills right here. Black News 102. This is the place. We got intellectuals like Brother Larry. Now, he has one more point to make.
I got one more thing to say, right? And let me pause so you can separate that, right? You know, I noticed a few videos, right? They pop up on my screen, and they hating on my brother Sarnetta, right? And they saying brother Sarnetta fake, brother Sarnetta profiteering, brother Sarnetta this and that, right? What I kind of need y'all to understand is this, right? You have all types of business models in this market, right? You look at the business models that foreigners bring to the market, and you look at the business models that people who recently transported themselves from the continent of Africa bring to this market. Their way of doing business, it more resembles the way that we do business, right? And that's not by accident. You understand? That we kind of come up with the same damn ideas about shit, right? But my point is that because Brother Sarnetta came up with this model to do business, right? Y'all hating on Brother Sarnetta and you want him to be something that he's not, right? Now, because all types of individuals bring all types of messages from our diverse community to the camera, and everyone has an agenda. Trust me, everyone has an agenda. I told y'all a long time ago, and a lot of y'all said, oh, why you hating on Sarnetta? I told y'all, brother Sarnetta is doing business. This is his business, right? This is his business. Now, because y'all have a problem with that, or a problem understanding that, y'all think that the brother is somehow trying to start a revolution, right? If you look at CNN, if you look at MSNBC, if you look at any of those cable network newses, right? That's their fucking business, right? When you see people on camera reporting, that's what they're doing. They're on camera reporting what they think is relevant, or what their corporations think is relevant for their viewership to know, right? This is what Brother Sarnetta is doing. Now, I know it's kind of hard for y'all to understand, so I'm going to make an analogy that maybe you can understand. A lot of you, because of circumstances, do a lot of shit that y'all ain't proud of. Y'all go to church on Sunday and y'all throw your money at the reverend and think because y'all throwing your money at the reverend, that's making up for the bullshit that you're doing. Now, can take this any way you want to take it, but I would appreciate it if you take it the way that I mean it, and I mean it in a real way. I mean it in a sincere way. I mean it in a personal way. I mean it in a way that you can't exclude yourself from this shit, because the bullshit includes looking down your fucking nose at your own people when you see them doing less than you are. The bullshit includes understanding that you got 50,000 fucking churches and 5 businesses in our communities. The bullshit includes understanding that you are enriching Reverend Cannot the fuck do right, so that he can ride around in Rolls Royces and limousines and helicopters and airplanes and talk shit on TV, while you know black people are out here fucking lost The bullshit includes you dressing up on Sunday and pretending that this shit don't happen. That our children don't have jobs that they can come to you and expect you to hire them because all your money is invested in some fucking church that don't feed nobody but your own congregation, that ain't changing nobody's lives but your own congregation's lives, and that's not the community, because you constantly isolating yourselves, creating new ones, that's new pockets of isolation, and then talking about the other ones, talking about what the other one ain't doing, talking about how the other preacher living, talking about how the people in the church is doing. You understand what the community is doing, how the children are so fucked up, but at the same time you watching this shit and you dress up and you pretend because this motherfucker stand there and tell you this bullshit out of this book that it's okay. Now, like I said, don't take this shit the wrong way. Take it the way I mean it. In a real way. In an actual way. In a way that you can't escape it. Because you know I'm telling the truth. And I'm not excluding myself. You understand? Because I never exclude myself. Because there's some shit that I could do better. You understand? But at the same time, if we not doing it better, if we not doing it for us, the children are going to look at the model that we set, and they're going to hear the shit that we talk, and then they're going to do what the fuck they want to do. That's right. Because they're going to say fuck them because they did what they wanted to do. We went through the disco era, the boogie era, the hip-hop era, the jazz era, the bebop era. You understand? We've been dancing, entertaining, we acting. It's all good. It's profitable. But what I'm saying is, it's not for us. It's not for us. And the light that they shine on us, it's not for us. You understand? It's some psychological shit going on in this market, people, that makes you think that it's okay to watch them rule shit and you not participate and try to take over that shit that they ruling, because they only doing it by the shit they set up. And the shit they set up can be taken over by you, just like Barack did. Just like David Dinkins did. Just like Harold Washington did. Took over the seat of power. Once you take, see, here's what you, Herman, look. You got progress and you got pushback, right? Every time we make any progress anywhere, the pushback comes. When they saw Barack in office, the pushback came massively, but we didn't understand that that shit was a continuation of the pushback that came and stopped in 1877. It ain't never stopped. It's just wave after wave of this shit. Because they, listen, let me explain to you.
I'm
right?
just saying briefly, there's
Herman,
a difference between
there's an attempt. See, here's what I'm saying to you, right? If you got follow through, right? If you got follow through, okay, you accomplish your goal. Once you set out upon a path, right? It becomes apparent once you participating. If you're not participating, if you're saying, man, that shit don't work, my vote don't count, then you weaken the initiative. So it's doomed to fail before it even starts, because you already saying that you're not going to succeed.
All I'm questioning is your description of taking over. He occupied the seat. He was George Bush in blackface.
Okay, now listen, I don't have a problem with you thinking, right? I don't have a problem with you thinking that Barack Obama was George Bush in blackface, right? I don't have a problem with that. But what I do have a problem with is your kind of naive view of the American body politic, because you think Barack Obama was George Bush in blackface, right?
Yo, I don't want to go down this road because you know y'all gonna be going back.
No, I'm just saying, right? Because here's the one thing. Here's the one. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up and I'm gonna say this, right? Here's the one thing I'm gonna say, and then I'm gonna leave it at that, right? I said, notice that Donald Trump is accusing Barack Obama of indiscretions, right? of illegalities, right? And he's accusing Obama administrative officials of illegalities, right? And they're proving that these things didn't occur, right? The only thing that I want you to do is pay attention to the optics. You understand? Notice that it's a white guy blaming the black guy. And when you look, the people that's popping up who he blaming is black people. You understand? Susan Rice, Valerie Jarrett. I mean, you understand what I'm saying to you? Mm-hmm. Yeah. He bringing up the black people. So if you don't understand these optics, these games, I told you that these people speak in code. I told you Donald Trump stood in a black church and called us slaves. Yeah. You understand? I'm telling you it's a lot of devil talk going on, and it's a lot of double optics going on. And if you pay attention to what they're saying, them shits don't come together.
Okay, and thank you again, Brother Larry, always stopping through 125th to Real Ism up into his house. You can only get these kind of bills. Black News 102. We got two other alumni. We got Brother Sankofa. He's here. Now Sankofa's here, but he ain't signing autographs. So if you want an autograph, you know you can't line up today. And we got Brother Reg. So we're gonna bring them both in to build, and let's make this happen. We got the historic hitman in his house. So please, good brother, build. Give us your energy.
Don't forget, May 19th. Let them know.
Yeah, well, he know. May 19th. We're shutting down 125th Street. Any business doing business will not from 1 to 3. No exceptions. 3 hours will be out. Excuse me, from 1 to 4. 3 hours will be hours on May 19th. So we're going to speak. We're going to build with Sankofa. You're going to tell us about the bus, brother Reggie, and we're just going to get this information going. Starting with Sankofa.
Man, peace and black power. Thanks for the privilege and opportunity to once again become before the lenses of Black News 102 and build with the people. May 19th, jumping right in. Very special day to me for many reasons. Your birthday. Same birthday as me, as Malcolm X. My birthday's May 19th too.
You hit the jackpot. You know what I'm saying? You hit the birthday jackpot.
Certain similarities, and it's beyond the similarities, because before I even realized those little small similarities, which are big to me, but small on a bigger scope of things, you know, I was influenced and inspired and impacted in a positive way to seek knowledge through Malcolm X, through watching a TV series that used to come on every Black History Month called Eyes on a Prize. And they had the episode, I was on punishment. I think I shared this before, but since the conversation, you know, is dealing with Malcolm X, I'm going to reiterate, it's relevant. You know, I was on punishment. My mother working for the Boston public school system. Your punishment wasn't just getting a beating. You had to read, study, and she was going to go over and check your information and all that. So what I could only watch, you know, I couldn't watch television. I couldn't watch wrestling and, you know what I'm saying, all the shows that I like, because that's what I was on back then. I could only watch shows like Eyes on a Prize. It came on between a certain time, and Mom Dukes would make sure she kept her bedroom door open to make sure she didn't hear the channel turn. This is way back. Young teenage years, before I was in any of my school of thoughts. Malcolm X is the one that inspired me, seeing a documentary on him. It was later that I realized the similarities that we have, and I'm grateful for it. He's not originally from Boston, but he was in the streets in Boston, in very close proximity in the area that I'm from, around Roxbury, Dorchester. Being a knucklehead, he got caught up and went to prison. I did too. Around the same time, and even the same age as he did. No, for you spooky cats, I don't think I'm him, and I'm not trying to surmise. So before I even go any further, before you get crazy, because you know it's crazy out there in YouTube world, in the comment world, you know. But you know, moving along right with the point. You know, in the same prison in Concord and in Norfolk, you know what I'm saying? I came out, went to New York, just like he did, in Harlem area, and became a national spokesperson of a platform, just like he did. I'm the national spokesman of Black News 102. He was the national spokesman and representative of the Nation of Islam. And, you know, I'm just grateful for them similarities. But beyond those similarities, I'm grateful for just being impacted by a man who was so young, so vigilant, so great, so stand-up. He was beyond his years and beyond his time. If you really understand Malcolm on different levels and layers, not just the speeches, the ballad or the bullet, or, you know what I'm saying, by any means necessary. Not just the great speeches he did when he was out here on these same blocks in Harlem as an intellectual giant, you know, kicking knowledge. You know, what he stood for and what he laid in out. I started off as Muslim. I went through different schools of thought. I am now a Pan-African. And it's funny, not because of Malcolm X's teachings. That's what introduced me to just having a zeal and a desire to want to know and therefore seek knowledge. But in my evolution, I found Pan-Africanism, black nationalism, as a political philosophy that I feel is relevant to the, for black people elevating and evolving. You know what I mean? The same way Malcolm did at a certain point in his time. So I've been to Ferncliff Cemetery a couple of times. I think this year I've been going since '06, as I was a member and a soldier in the new Black Panther Party. First time I went there was so awe-inspiring. Seeing his grave. Some people look at that as, oh, you're worshiping the dead. No, it's not. It was commemorating the energy and the legacy and the life that he lived. You know what I'm saying? The same way you would look at King David and observe high holy days that people who are dead left. And through ritual, and the word spare, ritual is in the word spare, ritual, ritually, you would do these things to raise up a certain energy or frequency in commemoration of those people that you see as men of worthy reverence and respect. We do the same thing for somebody who existed in real time, closer to our reality in life, in the 1960s, not 4,000 or 5,000 years ago. A lot of people would revere the prophets, and I'm not knocking you. You're entitled to do that. They will revere the writers of the hadiths, the caliphs, or the successors. You know what I mean? But here it is. When in our time, somebody who was a knight in shining armor for the cause of black liberation, right? And elevation, right here in our time, we commemorate, not worship the dead.
Who are some of the people that you have seen there in your years of going to the pilgrimage?
Oh, man. Malik Zulu Shabazz. Professor Leonard Jeffries, Dr. Leonard Jeffries, Professor Smalls, many great people. Leonard Jeffries' beautiful wife, Rosalind Jeffries.
This is important, though.
Why this is important is because it's important for a lot of reasons. But I'm going to pinpoint so I don't get too long-winded. I can pass the mic to my brother Reggie. But this is important on a lot of reasons because it's not just about the man. It's about the legacy. It's about the mind of the man. You know what I'm saying? It's about the objective. You know what I mean? He laid a blueprint at a very turbulent and critical time for black people that didn't have all the answers and solutions, but he was on to something. He was young, and he reflected, and he came from and transcended a life that a lot of us in the so-called inner city or hoods can relate to. You know what I'm saying? Former convict, a pimp, a drug addict, a drug dealer that transcended to become one of the most organized, one of the most prolific thinkers, okay, and had on a level of where he was internationally respected. With Kwame Nkrumah, Patrice Lumumba, okay, with Fidel Castro, rulers of governments, with a man who only had an 8th grade education, even though we know in the extended classroom of life, his education surpassed and was way beyond an 8th grade education, okay? But for a person who dared to come out in that time, oh my goodness, in that time, and have the message and the audacity and the intellect to be able to inspire, and not only that, clean up and discipline black men. Not only that, he wasn't just good at galvanizing people with his words, he was good at mobilizing them because he was very organized. The man died at 39 years old. I'm slightly older than him. And now when you're young, you don't realize 39 is young until you get a little bit older, and you be like, wow, he died young, and look at what he did. Look at the template that he left. Look at the blueprint, if you see it as such, that he left and what we can build upon. So it is important and it's imperative that our babies know about this, and that he is not lost and distorted. There's a book that came out by a person by the name of Marable Marble, right? It's called Reinventing Malcolm X. And in this book, the person, I'm not going to call him a brother, but he happens to have tan skin, happens to try to suggest that Malcolm X was a homosexual, that Malcolm X was a government agent, years after the death. Now the CIA, FBI people that was watching him, that had dirt on supposedly Malcolm X and him, Martin Luther King, and him who existed at the same time, had nothing on him. But here it is, a Negro, 40-something years later, comes out with a book this thick without his dirt on it. And the beautiful part of it, even though that's ugly for him to do, the beautiful part of all that is what? The day the book was released, Marable Marble died. He dropped dead. You know what I'm saying? Because God, the black man, the ancestors, you and your connection with the universe, don't like ugly. You know what I mean? So the chickens definitely came home to roost again without Malcolm X even saying it. It happened through his frequency and energy and his legacy, okay? You cannot disrespect the great ancestors like him. We will not let his legacy be forgotten. We will uphold it, and not only will that, we will live by those principles and his words and discipline and take it to another level. The greatest way to show your appreciation for the ancestors such as Malcolm X, instead of romanticizing what he said and quoting what he said, is doing and taking to another level the square upon which he stood upon, and the principles upon which he stood upon. All right? That's why it's important. Peace and black power.
Stay here. Don't go nowhere.
Yeah.
All right. The way I want to do this, okay, real quick, on May 19th, this is the order. May 19th, the buses come out on 125th Street. You go to 125th Street and Adam Clayton Powell Boulevard, right there. 9 o'clock in the morning to get your seat on the bus. There are two types of buses. There's one bus by donations, and then there's one bus that you have to pay $10 round trip. That's run by our partners, Malcolm X Commemoration Committee. On the free buses, we give preference to young people and to seniors, right? Not to able-bodied people who are working. We tell them to get on the free buses, right? But we do give preferences. From 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock, we are at Ferncliff Cemetery, celebrating the life of El Hajj Malik El Shabazz. There is Dr. Khalid Muhammad, who is also there. There is also Dr. Yosef Ben Jochanan that is there. There's also Brother Paul Robeson who is there, right?
And Father Allah, too. 5% Nation of Islam. Clarence 13X is also in the mausoleum. He's there, too.
Wow. So we have history of black freedom fighters in the same area. It is very powerful if you believe in African spirituality. Don't go nowhere, Brother Sankofa. Right? So, many of you know me in the House of Consciousness as Brother Reggie, as Dr. Reggie, right? But the community knows me as a servant of the Organization of Afro-American Unity under Professor James Small, right? There I have a position, right, in the Organization of Afro-American Unity, and my job has been, for the last 30 years, has to run the grounds on May 19th. Now, Brother Sankofa, on May 19th, when you see me on May 19th, what happens? What do I do? What happens?
I seen you in action firsthand. Shout out to my brothers and the study group that I'm a part of, the UNA team, who participated for their first time in the Malcolm X commemoration ceremony. And I see the way he breaks it down to them real quick, to the point, and the way they retain all that. Because I was watching you do your thing, telling them how you drill, how you march up to it, the timing, how far to spread out from each other, and then how to come into, and then how to you recruit.
The first thing I do is I recruit young brothers to be a part of the real movement.
Right on deck. Right on deck. Right on deck. Every year. Every year.
Young brothers to be, we do a ceremony where brothers become part of the Muslim Brotherhood that Malcolm was a part of, and I recruit them into that, right? But I also recruit them right there into the black movement, right there and there, crystal clear, right? And then the others who don't join, they're also recruited into security. That's what we do, right? So, Brother Sankofa, there are different levels of what we work with. In that organization, there is the Sons of Africa who work under the Organization of Afro-American Unity. There is the Malcolm X Commemoration Committee, right? There are people who knew and loved Malcolm, right? And then I am also recruiting young brothers and sisters from the community, right, who love Malcolm X. Brother Sankofa is part of my private guard, right? And these dudes are non-playing type of dudes. We have the New Black Panther Party there. They always serve. But we also have a young group of young people that are very active in understanding how black people think and move, right? And so we have them, and so Brother Sankofa, Brother Al, and the rest of them, people that you see, are now a part of this pilgrimage. So what happens to you in this pilgrimage? What do you see? What do you take home from this pilgrimage?
I take home something different every year. I've been going for a lot of years now. I wish I could have said I went longer, but from 06 to now is what, 11, 12 years straight? What I take home from that is a reinvigorated sense of pride, consciousness, and respect for the great one. I always learn something new about it, even though I read books, seen documentaries. I mean, so many different narratives on him. Met people that knew him personally.
When you see that tomb, that last of Brother Malcolm and Sister Betty, when you see with your own eyes, when you touch the ground, right? How do you see it, Brother Sankofa? How do you feel when you see that? And Dr. Khalid Muhammad, when you see the end, right? The end and the beginning, how do you feel?
That right there is like, I look at something that reinvigorates, you know what I'm saying, my passion and my zeal to be committed to a well-seasoned, battle-tested soldier in this cause, you know what I'm saying, of black liberation and black advancement. I mean, I don't need to go there to have this already infused in me, but when I go there, there's a certain energy. We call energy, a certain G within you. Energy that rouses up within me, is reinvigorated within me every year, and then I meet new people. To see the youth out there, to see the elders out there, and to see the people that's in between those age brackets out there, all participating.
Last year you was there.
In Harmony. I carried the elder seat last year. I was able to carry the elder seat. First time I ever did that. And on that level of participation, I participated as the outer
Malcolm's chair.
That's right, outer perimeter, and it's the RBG flag that was there from the first funeral. I mean, from his funeral that was ever there. The same chair, okay, not a duplicate or a new one, and the same RBG, red, black, and green flag. So to be able to touch that and be a part and advance in my participation in the commemoration of Malcolm X at Ferncliff Cemetery, it was just, and it's not spooky at all.
It's duty.
It's duty bound, and it's not spooky unless you're European and you're thinking, and under the auspices of being conscious, which is no reason why I say that is because we've always practiced rituals. We always were practitioners of certain things that was commemorating or things that was objectifying certain principles, certain causes, or certain personas or people. We always have done that. So there should be nothing spooky about a person that was a sacrificial lamb for the cause of black liberation, okay, within the last generation upon which we existed in, right here in the hells of North America. There's nothing spooky about that unless you're just spooked out, or through ignorance, we'll give you that, fail to realize what it is that we do, why we do it, and hopefully by you watching this, if you're one of those people that fit into the category of thinking that's spooky or that's necromancy, or you're trying to call up the spirit of the dead and all that, because I've heard it all kind of nonsense through people who, under the auspices of being spiritual, are very unspiritual in their perception of what we're doing. You know what I mean? So, you know.
Last year, you was there.
Yeah.
Last year, Brother Sekou Adinga was there. Brother Sekou Adinga was one of the people who they say, right, because he may not be able to say, accused of liberating Sister Assata Shakur when the opportunity came, right? I mean, who's going to come for us? Who is going to come for us when we're risking our lives? That Brother Sekou Odinga, he came for Assata, right? He came for Assata and she was freed. He transferred his life for her life. Right. These are the people that we come from, that we stand with, right? And he's coming on Sarnetta. But the reason why we keep bringing up his name is that we want you to start saving. Take out $5, $10, $20, $25, $100 of your family's money, right? To contribute to a brother that came for a sister when she was at her worst.
Who we say we love now, who we talk
about.
Who
we talk about all the time, Sister Assata Shakur and the Shakurs, right?
Go ahead.
But we don't make the sacrifice. Right. Brother Sekou Odinga and his sister wife, Dekwe, she is a very powerful sister, his wife, who went in the penitentiary system to save him. You understand? He saved Assata, but his wife, Sister Dekwe, she went into the system and gave her energy and time so that he could be liberated, right? This is the freedom that we're talking about. This is the fight that we're in, right? This is what we're bonded to. We're not no YouTube niggas that been created in YouTube. We are real black people. And you know what? We duplicate ourselves. A part of Malcolm lives in me. A part of Khalid lives in me. But also lives in Brother Sankofa, Brother Herman, Brother Sarnetta, and the other brothers that's out here, right? The question is, does it live in you? May 19th, right here, 125th Street, at 9 o'clock in the morning, buses will leave the Ferncliff Cemetery. When we come back, we're going to be led by a real freedom fighter, Sister Viola Plummer, Omar Wiley Clay, Roger Warham, right?
Number 12 movement.
And I'm going to show you a video of them called the Battle of the Brooklyn Bridge. And we're giving you an opportunity to be led.
To make history.
Make history, but to be led and trained by some real black freedom fighters. We're giving you that opportunity, right? Hey, you can take that opportunity or you can walk away. But if you want to be a part of our movement, get trained by people who did the damn thing. Peace.
Hey, stay in front of your YouTube.
Hey, and I want to say that I'm glad you separated the pros from the cons, because in all humility, I look at myself as a Johnny-come-lately to this, even though I've been around for many years through different schools of thought. But my participation on a major level, on an intermediate level, on a ground level, coming in on a grassroots level is real. Way before there was a such thing as YouTube, me and Sarnetta knew each other. He knew me and met me out soldiering in the new Black Panther Party. For years, I never came in front of the camera. Even though I could have, you called me long-winded, but for years, I was never trying to be even in front of the camera because I felt like there was too much fakeness, there was too much nonsense, da-da-da-da. I want to isolate myself. Now, I only say that to say this. There's realness in this, but because but with YouTube and social media and this matrix that we're in, it's become the wild, wild west of consciousness. What I mean by that, anybody can say anything. Retards and idiots have a voice now. People who are not seasoned, people who don't understand the relevancy, don't even respect their ancestors who came before them and sacrificed, have a voice now. And because our people are lost, they have a lot of followers. So you got a lot of retards with voices, okay, and a lot of super retards as their followers. And we're so thirsty for something to follow, a lot of our people will follow goddamn anything. You know what I'm saying? If you put a Koofy on Chuck E. Cheese, he'll have a following if he got a YouTube channel, the way our people are. So we got to wake up. And another thing, December 12th movement, Viola Plummer, shout out to that warrior sister queen. I respect what they do, what they've been doing. Charles Barron, man, I want to shout out December 12th, a little history. December 12th was when the Kikuyu tribe of Nairobi got liberated under the Mau Maus, the Mau Mau movement. So them choosing a name like December 12th, if you understand the history of what December 12th is and why, and look it up, you'll understand that these people are vanguards. Okay, they're seasoned revolutionary. They're not always in front of the camera. And when we teach our children not to be pro-black, or not to deal with consciousness, you are doing a disservice and an injustice, and it's even criminal. You're betraying your movement, you're betraying our cause, you're betraying our advancement, okay, by saying that, because these are sacrifices that we've all made. The brother who you said, you know what I'm saying? Sundiata Okoli. Sundiata Okoli. Sekou Odinga, sorry, I'm trying to think about that. Listen, hold up.
You know why that name jumped into you?
Yeah.
Because it's important, right?
Okay,
so because these are all the people that was around Assata liberating her. Brother Coley, right? And Matula Shakur.
Right.
They was on the turnpike. They made sure they gave up their lives so that Assata could live. They took the shots and they gave it back, right? And then the next level is Brother Sekou Odinga and those in the BLA that when the opportunity came, they waited and they liberated.
And these are people who are connected with Tupac, Tupac's mama. At time when blacks were advancing in progression and having some kind of community control and some kind of political awareness, and consciousness wasn't just something that we say, it was objectified through action, through proactivity, through community programs, through soldiering. These people represented that under the banner of RBG and being pro-black and being black and proud. So when people say I don't represent the conscious community or that pro-black stuff is them, they are exactly, whether directly or indirectly, agents or supporters of the plan of the enemy who destroyed that anyway, because he's seen your future progress. Sociologists seen what these people were doing, and they made sure they set obstacles, okay, and counter-revolutionary tactics and stratagems to be in the way of our long-term advancement. So if the white man's against it, you should be for it. And if he's for it, you should be against it. So if you're saying I'm against pro-black and the white man and his system has been against that, You know what I'm saying? Purposely, because they knew generations down the line. That's why they threw in Reaganomics, crack, the blaxploitation films to offset that new consciousness that was coming in. And you support that under the auspices of being enlightened. You're not enlightened, you're blind, and you're an enemy to your own advancement. I'm going to say it again. You are an enemy to the advancement of your own people collectively when you are not pro-black. Even if you don't want to call it that. When you publicly get up there and shut that down and say you don't represent that and want to talk about a flat earth, nigga, you're delusional and you're going nowhere fast. All right? Also, shout out to the memory of Ella, of Ella Smalls, Malcolm X's sister, Ella Collins Smalls, because it says that on their building, which is on 72 Dale Street, where the idea was sparked to have the pilgrimage every year. This is in Roxbury, in my hometown of Boston, to have the pilgrimage every year. This is his sister, very revolutionary sister, a lot of people don't even know about. Okay? She played a lot of things behind the scenes, so the reason, and she's an ancestor now, so I'll shade to her memory, but I also want to give her some respect, because she is Malcolm X's sister, and she was very integral and very important in why this pilgrimage on May 19th to Ferncliff Cemetery every year even takes place. All right? So I just want to drop that on the people.
Peace. And as we close out, and as Brother Sankofa leaves us, and as Brother Reg leaves us, peace, we are going to just remind you all that, yes, the seg starting early, getting on the bus, getting out there, paying homage to the Honorable Malcolm X, Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. Paul Robeson is laid to rest out there. Betty Shabazz, you know, our greats, a brother 32X is there. We have to pay homage to all of those who've come forward to give us our great legacy. May 19th, guess who's keynoting? Again, connecting the dots. You've heard the name Fred Hampton Sr. We are going to have Fred Hampton Jr. here, but they heard the name Sr. first, and how he was taken from us, and then he was murdered by the Chicago police. But guess what? He left a seed for us, and that seed comes to fruition to do the work and speak for his father who was taken from us. He will be here for the conference. Now, the conference will be discussing our international condition. There will be workshops. So that whole day you need to put aside to lift your spirits, honor Malcolm X, but also attend that conference and hear the keynote speaker, Brother Fred Hampton Jr., who's going to be speaking and carry on a legacy from his father. So thank you, good brothers, for building. We have one more quick word with Brother Reg.
People do not know, Brother Dr. Issa, right, is contributing something really big. He has the formula to restart the reparations movement. The reparations movement died in federal court. It was called the Farmer Pellman case, and it died. Dr. Issa has the new formula, right, in international law. So they're going to be talking about that too, because that's brand new, and you're going to hear that out. But the question is, if you can make it, will you be there on May 19th? That's the question. And all those other people, stop listening to them. Those people talk about the black woman is God, but never do work to show that the black woman is God.
Let me ask you a question, Reggie, real quick.
Yeah.
What if they want to drive their own car? Is that possible?
Yeah, please,
Exactly what part of
please, on May 19th, right, please, if you have cars and vans, and if you're a legal driver, have a license, have your own car, we don't have any problems, right? Because we always say, we go there in peace, but we always prepare for war, right?
Negro adversary.
There you go. So we always go thinking of peace, but we always prepare for war. But if you have cars, bring your cars. We're going to line up in the same place. You're going to get behind the buses. We usually have about 40 cars. This year we want 80 cars, right? So if you can make it to bring the people who can't fit on the buses, please come, but please come with your blackness. Please come with your Africanness. Please come with your humbleness. Don't come up over there after we done this for 52 years and start telling us what the hell to do. We're not trying to listen to you coming up there and say, well, you got some ideas. No, you serve first. And then maybe you get the opportunity.
There you go.
Right? But you serve first. Don't get up there and start talking about it should be this way, it should be that. You wasn't there with Sister Ella. She gave us the model. We're following her model, right? So we hear all these good ideas. You hear them on Sarnetta's. The place for that is on Sarnetta's live stream. You got ideas. Call in.
Okay.
God, man.
All right, peace, Black Power. You up?
Yeah, we ready.
Peace and Black Power. Timing is just phenomenal. As we're getting ready to wrap up, we got none other than the chairman of the Black Panther Party in the house. Just Good Brothers going to give us a quick update. They're on the move, but we could not let this opportunity get past without him dropping what's the latest and what things are coming forth. So just update us, Good Brother.
Well, we're coming down 125th. They told me Malcolm X was up here.
Yes, Malcolm X.
And they told me, no, I'm talking about Malcolm. And they told me that Adam Clayton Powell just left. And they told me Shirley Chisholm did a speech down here somewhere. I'm just looking for him. Have y'all saw him? And they told me right before all of them came.
Get him out the car.
Hey, brother. There he is. There go that Powell. Yeah, man. Yeah.
We want him to go in, man. Bring that passion.
Yeah, man. Yeah, somebody, if we rolling?
Yeah, we on.
Somebody told me that Marcus Garvey was in the whirlwind. But somebody told me we forgot about it. Somebody told me that Khalid Muhammad said enough Negro stuff. Revolution is the only solution.
Yes.
Somebody told me you know Thutmose Powell.
I do. Oh my goodness.
So I want to know what's going on 125th Street. Right. See, I was way in Texas, minding my own business, and somebody told me something about Adam Clayton Powell. And I said, where? 125th Street.
Yes.
Somebody told me that the black people bought the Apollo. Somebody told me Malcolm had an attorney that bought the Apollo.
Percy Sutton.
Named Percy Sutton.
Yes.
So I said, I'm coming to Harlem to see. I got to see it for myself.
Yes.
So then I get a call from Sonetta. He said, if you're going to come see, you got to come see me. So I just want to stop using the white man GPS and get a black GPS, and y'all show me where all this stuff they talking about in Harlem.
Well, watch this, brother. This take you back 15 years from now. We're going back 15 years right now. You look right down there and you will see Brother Khalid Muhammad walking up here, right? This was the Mart 125. It was open, right?
The Mart 125.
This is the Mart 125.
Right. I used to walk in it with him.
That's right. There you go. We're taking you back, brother.
I was doing.
Taking you back, right? 15 years, you would see that man walking down that street, right?
Right. Say it again.
15 years, you would see him walking right across this street.
Let me tell you what happened. We'll stop in Double Park.
Right.
And Khalid would walk from store to store and know every black and there'll be an African going. Then he'll stop and tell Thutmose Powell, give me some of them incense. Then he say, we're going to go down to this place and eat. Then we're going to go see this sister over here. Then we're going to go right across the street. That's when Harlem was family. But somebody hired somebody. And we let Bill Clinton get in here. And Charlie Rangel got to agreeing with 3 strikes you out. And somebody started to change the laws where the police can run up on us and stop and frisk us.
Now they put this.
Somebody done effed us around. But if we get to talking about the somebody too much, we'll give somebody our power.
Go ahead.
So let's talk about power. See, this is what we got to understand. This is what Khalid put in me. Powerful do not listen to the powerless. But when you are a nation and a world of nations, when you're talking about, you're going to talk about Yale, and you're going to talk about Princeton, and you're going to talk about Harvard, but you're not going to talk about the founding university of the world, Timbuktu. You're going to talk about Truman. You're going to talk about Nixon. You're going to talk about Ford, but you ain't going to talk about Nkrumah. Exactly. You ain't going to talk about Lumumba. Exactly. You ain't going to talk about Kenyatta. You ain't going to talk about your great presidents. Right. Then your mind is on an automatic, systematic, remote control. So you got to unplug yourself from America. Get back on the real 125th Street. And if it ain't real, you got to do what the white man did. The white man, Clinton, came in here and looked, and he saw something, and he moved on it. You walk down here and you see something, and you go back home and get on the Nintendo. Yeah. See, the difference between the man you bragging on and you is your spirit ain't right. See, because the black man could run Harlem tomorrow if he wanted to. See, when you look at Shaka Zulu was the greatest warrior of all time, but he got tricked by the British. If he let them stay on Cape Town a day and a half too long, now the British run South Africa. So what you got to learn from history, you got to learn from the Belgians taking over Patrice Lumumba. Right. You got to learn from the white man, wherever you go, taking over the black man, but the black man is the majority. The black man has too much love for his enemy. Let me tell you something about what Dr. Khaled told me. Wisdom, I say the black man got too much love for his enemy, the white man. Now let's talk about something. You got 360 degrees, that's called wisdom. 360 degrees called wisdom. So if you got black power, you got to close the 360. You leave it open and you let a white man sit with you. Then you lost what you call black power. It's no longer black power. It's tainted. You can't put gas and water and oil in water. It won't work the same. It'll blow your engine up. Get the white man out of your bloodstream. Get the white man out of your business. The white man has never been in your bloodstream. You was in his bloodstream and he know it. And you put an ounce of your blood in his bloodstream, he become you. So all we need to understand one thing, and we need to pass it to our babies. If you're going to say you are God, act like it. That's pretty simple, ain't it? If you ain't going to act like God, then don't say you God.
Don't carry the name.
Because God is power, not powerless. We got the majority all over the world. The white man got us here in North America. But if you go this way, that's Brazil. If you go that way, it's Jamaica. If you go over here, that's Haiti. If you go over here, you got the black nations of Africa, 54 nations. We are a fifth of the world. Why we over here playing with a fifth of the world and letting a damn 10th grade educated George Bush Jr. run us? Letting a crooked Nixon run us? Letting a Clinton run Harlem? What kind of man are you going to go to your grave and you're going to be talking about, well, if it wasn't for Clinton, get Clinton out of your damn way?
Exactly.
How you going to go to your grave? And your grandkids going to be in your funeral. And you didn't move Clinton out your way. He moved you out his way. Who in the hell is Clinton other than a white man that was born wearing Pampers? A white man that wears some damn drawers. A white man that got to put on some shoes. Why do we make the white man God? Because we got to go back for a minute. See, you got to go back to a man named Kunta Kinte, who refused to become Toby.
Right.
You got to refuse to become Toby. See?
That's right.
1 foot you're still running. But a generation of kids had to hold their baby up and understand wherever you see the stars, Africa is looking. See, when you remember who you are and what you came from, then you ain't got to use all these damn excuses to be lazy. What's wrong with the black man and black woman? We want to drink their alcohol. We want to snort their cocaine. We want to shoot up their heroin. Then blame it on them. Yeah, Malcolm told you in the 60s, you open that white man bottle, then he'll arrest you for doing it. You gamble with the white man dice, then he arrests you for doing it. So don't act like ain't no great messenger came and told you to leave the white man alone. You done got that teaching. So what in the hell excuse you got now? Other than you don't want to listen. You got cotton in your ears. Huh? You got the white fever. Spike Lee told you that right here.
Grandmaster Cass.
So we got one thing to do. That's be about our father's business. And if you ain't about your father's business, stay the hell away from me. I don't got time for no games. See, we playing too many games. Games is spades. Games is domino. Games is what? Monopoly. Games is battleship. This is life, man. We got babies that never should suffer in Harlem. How in the hell you a black baby suffering in Harlem when God gave you Harlem and made it a Mecca? You saw them bomb Wall Street in 1921 in Tulsa. You rebuilt it. Now they took it back. Huh?
That's right.
If you know all your enemy tricks, why are you being tricked? Because you like being tricked. Because you don't want to challenge your enemy. You want to challenge your enemy in a way where you are a punk. Where in a way where you know he ain't going to come at you. You can't look in no camera and call Session a redneck cracker from Alabama. Because he's the attorney general. He might send somebody for you. Well, I'm here in Harlem on 125th Street. I don't give a damn about a man named Session and a title called Attorney General. I don't give a damn about a president called Trump. Because the Constitution of the United States, they don't give a damn about it. He's planning my death now, and I'm planning theirs. And the way I'd kill the white man is wake up the black man. You wake up the black man, game over. Why you think Michael Jordan so successful? Why you like LeBron so successful? Because the white man, black man wake up and basketball is over. Well, if you wake up in politics, if you wake up in economics and spend your $1 trillion with Sonetta, spend your money here, how you gonna give a white man your money and get mad because he tell you what he gonna do with it?
That's right.
You got white man buying $40 million yachts with your money and you can't buy $4 worth of food for your baby.
That's right. Real.
Come on, man. This ain't the white man no more. It's the black man.
It's on us. It's on us.
And as long as you can blame somebody for your problem's gonna never end.
Exactly.
Exactly. I left Tampa. Hold one.
Let me ask you something. How come you call a man a cracker? So if you call him a cracker, he cracked the whip. Call him what he is, a no good son of a bitch. Call him a no good son
Khalid Muhammad taught us the cracker was the man with the crack of the whip.
Yeah.
We got a Harlem night on there.
Yeah.
You got to respect your elder. When you see your elder, you damn near got to kiss his feet. And we got to take our time. But let me say this.
We was there.
Let me say this. We was here to help build some funds for Hannibal Appeal. And what's going on is we were in Tampa, Florida.
Right.
And we drove 20 hours to Harlem because our word is bond. If we say we're going to be somewhere, Sonetta, we're going to be there. We can't make no excuses.
What is it?
And we're going to be at 1061 Atlantic in Brooklyn tonight. And we're going to be teaching about the 13th Amendment. We're going to be teaching about Abraham Lincoln signed the 13th Amendment. He gave us 40 acres and a mirror, and then the amendment was amended and they took it back. And then they said the 13th Amendment freed the slave, but they put a clause in it called if you're a criminal, then you lose the right to be free. And who you think they was going to make the criminal? They put a laughing barrel, Sonetta, in South Carolina.
That's right.
And if you had to laugh, you had to put your head in the barrel. If you didn't, that was a crime. You would go to jail. If you steal a chicken, you lose the 13th Amendment. Go ahead.
That's where they get the hold on. That's where they get the term from. You are a barrel of laughs. Y'all remember that? Yeah, you had to stick your head into a barrel and then you come back up and laugh. That's where they get the term from. You a barrel of laughs.
The term. See, you got so many terms like that. I remember when Doc was teaching me about Jack Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
And Jack Johnson, the boxer, invented the monkey, the ranch. But they looked at him as a monkey, so they called it the monkey ranch.
Come on.
But that's all right. He still got his money for the ranch. See, we are the inventors. See, I just don't understand how you can have a. See, I don't understand. I don't understand how you can have a. I don't understand how you can. See, this is my problem, young man. I love it. I don't understand. Okay. I don't understand how you can have a Charles Drew that give you blood plasma, that changed the world, and you don't want to be a doctor. I don't understand how you can have a Lewis Lattimore who invented the filament bug, and you don't want to be an inventor. I don't understand why people stopping at the red light, Margaret Garnett, and you don't think you can create something. I don't understand how you had an ice box, but now you got a refrigerator thanks to Frederick Jones, and you want to act like you ain't nobody. I don't want to understand how you say your heart hurt, and Daniel Hale Williams, a black man, did the first heart surgery. I don't understand how we can be the greatest in everything they do. George Washington could cross the Delaware without the black man telling them where to go.
That's right.
He had Wimple. He had some black men on the boat. We done fought in every war. We done invented every machine. And we sit around here and we letting Chinese, Indians.
Still don't know what time it is.
Exactly.
The man invented the clock.
Still don't know what time
we finally getting back to the shoe machine.
Yes.
But I'm just saying that we can't go wrong on this corner.
Exactly.
We can't go wrong on this corner. Where we going wrong is in our mind.
Yes, and that's question.
And that's
so before bondage was from the ears down. We were shackled. It was to keep our body locked. But now the bondage is from the ears up. So it's our mindset. And I think a great orator said, the greatest weapon in the hands of the oppressed is the mind of the oppressor. So how do we break that bond? And how do we consistently move towards liberation, not 2 steps forward and 1 step back?
I want to tell you how you do it. This is where it gets simple. If you get complicated, you're going to lose the people. It starts with you raising your babies proper at home. My daughter go to a college now. The first thing she do when she got on the college campus as a freshman, they started filling in the calendar. She said, I'm bringing my daddy for this day. I'm bringing my daddy for that day. I'm bringing my daddy for that day. She said, who is your daddy? The leader of the New Black Panther Party. Oh, no, you can't. She said, no. If I can't bring my daddy, we're going to stop spending money at this college. See, when you start talking about money, then they say, okay. They said, okay, because she had a scholarship. And that scholarship could have been spent anywhere. And that scholarship about $100,000. She said, if you don't bring the truth to this college campus,
Yes, sir.
then I'm going to call my daddy and he'll know to move me to another college.
That's right.
I done went to the college twice, and going back for the third time because they invite me now because the truth shall set you free. And when people hear the truth, no matter how racist they are, no matter how prejudiced they are, it does something to their psyche. Because this is what we got to get, Sonetta. A man do not respect nothing else but a man.
Another man, yeah.
A man know when he talking to a punk. A man know when he talking to a sister. You can't respect that.
Exactly.
You can't get on your knees to shine a man's shoe or suck a man Johnson and call yourself a man.
Exactly.
You got to walk up to a man and look him in his face and say, what about it?
Yeah.
That's right.
Money don't make you a man.
Right.
A car don't make you a man.
Exactly.
Clothes don't make you a man. Your soul make you a man.
That heart.
And when you don't sell your soul, they don't know what to do with you.
Exactly.
When you standing under the Rain Hotel saying, I am somebody. They would shoot you in your neck, but they never took your soul. They never took Dr. King's soul. Dr. King wrote a book, What Manner of a Man? Huh? They could shoot Malcolm in the ballroom, but they couldn't take his soul. You know why? Because we got Malcolm X Boulevard. You know why? Because I got young people reading Malcolm X book right now. Malcolm lived more than the niggas who talking living. Huh? See, everybody gonna go to a funeral. Dr. Carter got left on a hill not too far from here. But we talk about him every day. It's a lot of people when they leave this earth, they don't get mentioned no more.
Right.
So now you run that line, huh? Do you run Khalid Muhammad's name?
All the time.
He had to do something.
Today we brought him up today.
He had to do something.
That's right.
How many people stopping in Harlem mention names? Hey, did y'all know Joe Richard?
What were we talking about?
No, what did Joe Richard do?
Hold on, but you know what? Hold on, Hashim. That is amazing. Because we was just talking about that earlier, how important it is to keep our heroes honored. Mentioning Malcolm X, May 19th is coming up. You know what goes down on May 19th. December 12th, we shutting this whole shit down. May 19th. We taking my brother Reggie. Reggie gonna be organizing the busload with
Brother Malcolm and the Prophet Khalid Muhammad. We're gonna see them both, and Dr. Ben. They all in the same place.
That's right.
In that same, even
That
Clarence
as
X.
we speak.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
See, the revolutionary, Fred Hampton say, you can kill the revolutionary, but you can't kill the revolution.
That's right.
And see, and what we got to understand is the revolution is in us. We want to talk revolution, but you don't want to be about revolution. Revolution can be simple as starting a bank account at a black bank. That's revolutionary. Because our mindset tell us to go to Bank of America.
Or wearing black products like you wear right now with the red, black.
Oh, I ain't even dressed yet.
Get the mic, get the camera right here. I want y'all to know. Hold on. I want y'all to know the important role of this brother right here. How he puts his life on the line for black people. I know y'all know who Huey P. Newton is.
Come on.
Jeez.
That's the shoulders that this black man is standing on right now. He is filling in them shoes. I know you know who Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. That's the shoulders that this brother is standing on. Malik Zulu Shabazz. Oh, okay. Yeah, Malik Zulu Shabazz. All these names that I'm mentioning was the chairman of the new Black Panther Party. That's who this man is right now. Huey P. Newton, Malik Zulu Shabazz, and now we got our brother Hashim Nzinga.
I want to add.
Go ahead.
One thing I want to add. The doc taught me this. When a black man get a doctorate, he done well earned it. So we got to say Dr. Huey P. Newton. Dr. Malik Zulu Shabazz.
Correct.
As we say Dr. Khalid.
Yes, sir. Dr. Huey P. Newton.
Come on.
Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. And my man, the national chairman of the new Black Panther Party, Hashim Nzinga. Himself. Dr. Hashim Nzinga is in the building. Put an ad-lib
When I say the name Hashim Nzinga, I want you all to know that this is the first general minister of black people, the first general minister of all the Black Panthers. His name is the Honorable
Hashim, and it will be Dr. Hashim Akhenaten. You know, Akhenaten gave him big trouble back there, but Dr. Hashim Akhenaten Nzinga, and he giving him the same trouble that Akhenaten back at the Timbuktu, back at the time of the first Kemetic scientists. He's giving the same kind of trouble of the ancient Kemetic, and he's giving the modern day science the modern day problem of getting them understanding there's one universe, one power throughout that universe.
Let me add one thing. That see, this is another great thing we got. Every man deserves respect for what he does. It's just something we do, but it's going to our head.
Yep.
Because one thing Doc didn't have, he didn't have Facebook. He didn't have the social media.
Right.
But Doc used to be so humble. You know, when you start getting tagged as a leader, especially a great leader, if you don't go back to the books and to the scrolls of the Bible and the Quran and the Torah and say a leader means you're a servant of the people. If you forget that a leader means you're a servant of the people, then you'll drive yourself crazy because you'll become a leader of self. But if you're a leader of the people, that's why they say power to the people.
Right.
You got to know what the people want.
Exactly.
You got to know what the people need. You got to listen to the people. You got to connect with the people. You ain't the leader of nothing. You're a representative of the people. When the Bible say, and I know some of us ain't Bible dwellers, but I am.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
And you can put whoever in the positions I'm saying as you want. But they say when Yahshua or Jesus came and called Peter and Paul, they were great fishermen. But he said he was going to make them fishermen of man. So if you're going to get out in Harlem and get on a step ladder, if you want to be a fisherman, and man, I want to ask you one question. What is your plan when you catch the man? Are you going to treat him like the fish and fry him alive? What do you got for the man? If you ain't got no plan for the man, leave the man a goddamn alone. Because you can find the man and make him worse off if you got nothing to offer.
Exactly.
So make sure if you're going to be a leader, do your homework.
Yes.
And be able to teach a man to fish.
Yes.
And let him go. You don't own him. See, we got this ownership problem.
True.
You don't own no man. God owns the man.
Exactly.
But you can teach a man, but if you're going to be a real teacher, you're supposed to know you got to release that man.
Yes.
See, even in slavery, they had indigenous slavery where you kept a man in Africa for 7 years. Then you had to release the man.
All right, I gotta do this. This is important. This is important. This is important.
Not now.
We're gonna take a walk right there. I gotta bring you to somebody. This is important. Come on over here, Reggie. Hold on, umbrella. Hold on. The sister got the umbrella. Reggie, you got that. You know where I'm going, right?
Yeah. Oh.
Where I'm going.
Melchizedek.
You already know.
Right.
Yeah. So we got my brother Hashim Nzinga. We in Harlem, and you see. Come on, Reggie. Yeah, you got it. I got to bring you to this brother before you leave here, because this is the Nation of Islam on 125th Street. Yep. You know, this brother been out here for years. He's 80 plus years old, brother. He ain't walking with no cane.
That's Adam Clayton Power Building, man.
Yeah, that's Adam Clayton Power Building right there.
That's where me and you was a couple years ago.
That's right. That's exactly where we was at. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but
the original ones we had with Khalid on Malcolm X Boulevard.
A little farther down.
Yeah, man.
When you had to stand behind him and make sure them 6,000 cops didn't get to him.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Famous picture.
Goodness, man.
Yeah, we know a little bit about Harlem.
Yeah.
We know a little bit about Harlem.
Yeah, this is one of our elders that we love and respect. He been on this ground for years doing this work with me, brother Hashim. You know, he loved Khalid Muhammad, man. Peace to the God. Peace, my brother. All right. All right, my brother. Oh, man, don't tell me he gone. Oh, there he go. He packing up, too. He packing up. We got him.
Man,
yeah, we got you, Melchizedek. You see the man I'm bringing to you. The national chairman, Dr. Hashim Nzinga. Got to bring him down here. Walked in the footsteps of Khalid Muhammad.
Walaikum salam.
That's right.
How you doing, brother? I gotta give you
all the way from Texas, brother.
Man, you looking good.
Get this, man.
Thank you.
See, that's what happened when you read that Muhammad eat to live.
That's what happens when you stop eating that chicken that they think ain't pork.
Man, you how old?
Huh?
How old now?
I'm 81 years old.
Look at
yeah. 81.
Looking better than me.
Living proof that Elijah lived.
Hey, Elijah will always live in the minds of the people. And if you follow what the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said, you will live just as long as I will.
Ashe.
The whole thing is no meat at all. If you're still eating chicken, you're still eating pork, because chicken and pork are garbage can eaters. The pig is a dog and the chicken is a dog. And turkey is a senile chicken, you understand what I'm trying to say? Full of germs.
So you still teach separation though from the white man?
Oh, definitely. Anytime you see a black man with a white woman, that's a white man.
What happened now, Minister, when you see a black man with a black man in the wrong way?
I'm against homosexuality.
Now, see, we done left the white woman. Now we got nobody want to deal with this, but we done left the white woman for the black man.
Just a moment. The white woman is a savage, a dog, a skunk. Okay, and any black man that sleeps with a white woman after knowledge is a dog. Okay, I don't care who he is, what his position is, or whatever. When you see a black man with a white woman, he has lost his mind. It's a total disrespect to his mother, his wife, his sister, and his daughter.
See why we love our elders, bro.
And when you see a black woman with a white man, that's a disrespect to her father, her husband, her brother, and her son. Okay, total. Now, anytime you go against the creation, try to go against the creation of the universal Most High God, you try to go against his creation, then you're the opposite of God, you're the devil. You're the opposite of righteousness, you're wicked. You're opposite of good, you're bad. You understand? You're the opposite of everything that's in the true nature of the original. All those teachings come from the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Now, there was no supreme knowledge and understanding in America until Almighty God Allah in the person of Master W.D. Farad Muhammad. Okay? He came, dropped it on the most honorable Elijah Muhammad for the lost found members of the Nation of Islam in America. Okay? Everybody else, all these organizations, societies, situations, lodges, everything, they're all walking on the foundation of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Now, hold up, but you got on the wrong button. Why you got that button on there?
Because that's family. See, I speak all languages. See, you guys speak all languages well. You understand? All languages well.
Let me get a little bit of this.
Hold up. In order to speak all languages well, then you're gonna have friendships in all walks of life. If I'm God, why can't I come in your house as God, sit down and have a dialogue with you, and when I leave, I'm still God? God don't get converted. Okay, God is universal. He speaks all the languages well, and friendships in all walks of life, and have knowledge, wisdom, understanding of everything in existence, because everything in existence comes from the mind of the original man, and the original man is the Asiatic black man, the owner, the maker, the cream of the planet, father of civilization, God of the universe, and Shabazz Allah. Teach.
There you go.
Let me say this, and see that's what I'm talking about. See, unity is a word that we need to use more, because even when you get to Booker T. Washington, some people would call Booker T. Washington weak, the educator.
We spoke about
but if it wasn't for no Booker T. Washington, you wouldn't have Marcus Garvey in New York.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Because Marcus Garvey didn't come here to see nobody but Booker T. Washington, and he was trying to get to the Tuskegee Institute.
Okay.
Now, how did Marcus Garvey get to New York and end up in Detroit? And how? That's right. Now, let's connect these dots.
Okay.
You got a man that some would call weak, called Booker T.
Okay.
But Garvey came here to see the weak man.
Okay.
Garvey ended up in Detroit, and Elijah meets with Garvey. So where is temple number one? It ain't in Chicago. It's in Detroit. Who let Elijah use the first place to teach? Garvey. See, God has a way of connecting the river to Nile. So be careful when you see certain things. Garvey might have not been in the nation, but he gave the nation somewhere to speak. We all connected. Garvey might not have been at Tuskegee, but Booker T planted the seed and made Tuskegee blossom, so he could look over there and see. So we got to stop being our brother's enemy and be our brother's keeper. Just because a man not in your set, just because a man don't wear your tattoo, that man belong to the universe. Let that man grow. If you put a plant and a seed down, the Bible say some seed fell on rocks. Some seed fell on thorns and got choked out. But if a seed is on good soil, get your foot off it and let it grow. Why you want to stop creation? And that's what we do as brothers sometimes when we got our foot on our brother's neck. You know he can't breathe. We're going to fuss about the brother saying I can't breathe 11 times, but you want to be choking the brother while you watching the video. See, you got to do for self first, and if you do for self, you can't mention Nixon, Truman, Eisenhower, Kennedy, Johnson.
Okay, now listen. Doing for self is good, but before you can do for self, you got to have a knowledge of yourself. You got to know who you are. You have to have an agenda and an economical program. You understand? You can't come in front of people, okay, with a good lecture. You understand? With a good meeting, or face the congregation, and you're speaking well. All that's good. What's the agenda? What's your economical program? You see, the only thing that, and I used to talk to Carlin about this all the time. I said, you will attract more people and be more powerful with economical power than black power. Because everybody, the title black power frightens some people. They're not ready for that.
Afraid of no teacher.
No, I'm saying, but it frightens them away.
But then when we get them in, we let them know that the connection to economic power is black power.
Right.
See, that's when we get them in there.
But you got to bring them in.
That's right.
See, when you get them in, and then
there you go.
And then you explain to them black power.
There you go.
You understand?
Well, let me say this on that. Go ahead. See, they was talking about Obama. They was talking about Obama and Air Force One, but they took Air Force One. Now Trump on it. But when I seen Elijah, he was landing on Air Force One. He knew about economics. But this is the thing. When Dr. Khalid al-Mansour talked about black power, he said, say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. And he wrote a song. And he gave it to James Brown. And they made about $3 million off that song back in the 60s. And then he spreaded that money around black people with a seed. Black economics is where we gotta go. Because every time we talk about the white man, everybody want to use. We spend $1 trillion a year. King in his last speech at that church said, I seen the coming of the Lord. You might not, but before he said that, he said, stop buying Coke. He said, stop buying Wonder Bread. He said, we spent $40 billion last year. We'll be the 4th richest nation in the world. We're a nation. He said, the SCLC use black banks. He said, the SCLC use a black credit union. The LCLC use a black insurance company. But guess what happened? We're going to talk about Elijah again.
Okay.
We're going to talk about the seed of Elijah. That's this last point. But when Charles Steele took over the SCLC, the SCLC, 40 years later, didn't own nothing, was behind on their rent, electricity being cut off. I'm talking the truth in Atlanta. These Negroes that took King legacy and his empire he built and stripped it naked. And they had to call Minister Farrakhan and say, I need about $50,000 to keep the SCLC headquarters working, to keep the lights on. So here you are talking about Elijah and the nation, talking about Malcolm and King, but your seeds had to come back to Elijah's son and ask him for a loan. And Farrakhan, the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, said, I ain't going to give you a loan. He said, I'm going to give you a donation. You're talking about Dr. King. Don't let nobody know that.
Come on.
See, we got to be careful what toes you step on. Because that feet might need to grow to help you out later.
Wow.
Powerful teaching,
right? Excellent. Now, okay. When it comes to Marcus Garvey, Marcus Garvey was on a mission. When a man has a mission, nobody can see that mission and that vision but him, because that's his mission. He did good work. Noble Drew Ali was on a mission, did excellent work, but nobody could see his vision. Nobody can see your vision or my vision. The only one that has the vision on their program is the one who got that mission. You understand what I'm trying to say? The most honorable Elijah Muhammad was on the mission. Okay, Master Farad Muhammad was on a mission. Coming to America, and find someone to carry on the teachings and circulate the teachings all over the country. You understand what I'm trying to say? Malcolm was on the mission. And I tell you, besides the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and Master Prophet Muhammad and the messenger, Malcolm was the God of America. Malcolm X, with the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, was God of America. He's the one that set up 46 temples, 46 universities, put together Muhammad Speaks newspaper and gave it to the most honorable Elijah as a gift. You understand what I'm trying to say? He ran everything right and exact. But there's only one mistake he made. He listened to a jackass, deaf, dumb, and blind, don't know nothing, never produced nothing, never created nothing, never had nothing, wasn't even able to take care of his own family. You want to listen to a jackass like that? That's the only mistake he made.
Big mistake.
Big mistake he made. Then when you got out there and you came into the reality, now you're gonna write all these letters and try to all these phone calls trying to get back with the messenger. You understand? But then they're all blocked by the bloodsuckers, because everything you got.
Same thing they was doing to Dr. Khalid Muhammad.
Same thing
he was trying to write back letters to Minister Farrakhan. They was being accepted.
Thank God.
Yeah. See, you always have weak-minded informers. Okay, weak-minded informers, punks, CIAs, agents, whatever you want to call them. And check this out: they so dumb they don't even get paid. They do it free.
But my problem is, we can go back and talk about Gay Edgar Hoover, but what I'm mad about is the people who dealt with Gay Edgar Hoover when he trapped Garvey using W.E.D. Boyce. We didn't know what was going on. He wasn't, when he was sick on Garvey, the FBI wasn't even created yet. He was just an agent, a police agent. But now we got the COINTELPRO paperwork. We know how they tricked Malcolm. We know how they tricked Fred.
That's right.
We know how, and we still. If you got somebody tricking you and they don't have to change the blueprint, then you a damn fool. The problem ain't the white man. The problem is the black man gonna understand what the backbone is?
Okay, now, black people, black people do not function unless they're under extreme pressure. The only time black people, while they was in America, behaved themselves because the slave master kept his foot on their neck. When you put pressure on a black man and let him know you're going to bust him down, or let me give you an example. You got 20 drug addicts. I can cure 18 in 2 seconds. Drug addicts. All I'm going to do, blow 2 of their brains out and say, now, who else is a drug addict? Everybody just recovered. Okay. You see, what they don't understand, they read these lessons, but they don't understand these lessons. Yaku didn't build no prison houses. Yaku had strict rules and regulations, and whoever fell victim to the law, the penalty was death. That's what black people have to establish. You understand? If somebody's in the organization and they stealing the funds or they misappropriating the funds or whatever, and you have actual facts of whoever it is, you don't say have a nice day. You chop off his damn head. And that's an example for all the rest who might have the idea to do the same thing. Yes. It's just like they said, a rapist. Why waste time? Why waste time capturing a rapist, locking him up, putting him in jail for 20 years, 30 years. Now poor tax people got to take care of him and pay people to watch him and all that for all these years, when you can just, if he found guilty Monday, execute him Tuesday, and look what you saved.
No more rapists.
No more rapists. And have this on a TV program. Execution for those who are found guilty. Okay, let everybody see a rapist being executed. Let everybody see a man abusing an elderly lady. Right. Well, let everybody see a pedophile.
That's why somebody might think you're just talking it out in the air, but that's why in Africa right now you can find videos. If a man did that, they drag him out in the street that day and stone him like the box, and he died right there. That's happening as we speak. And guess what? In that country, I bet you it's 1% rapists. But in this country, I'm finna go teach on the 13th Amendment and how they're jailing us. And they say they went from some 300,000 in the 80s, now we well over 5 million. I mean, people in jail in America, you know, that's a lot of people when it's dang near 75% is us, and we only got 50 million in the country.
Right, okay.
So the teaching of economics get rid of a lot of the crime, get rid of a lot of the stealing. Because when you got a pocket full of money and an ice box full of food, and you live on the hill, that changes your attitude. Unless you're the white man. The white man, the more money he get, the bigger thief he comes. We learned that through Enron and Wall Street. These jokers will steal so much, the president got to bail them out because he's part of the thieves. But the black man is different. The black man is different. I want to ask you one thing, 80 years.
81.
We have 81. We have drifted so far out. Is the rope still connected to the boat? Can we bring it back?
Yeah. The only way you can reconnect it, you got to get rid of the weak-minded Uncle Tom leaders. You see, it's two crutches that black people have that they didn't get over yet. That's the Bible and the Quran. The Bible is a mental crutch. It got black people all over the world mind in a box that they can't get out and see what's going on. The Quran got a lot of majority of them in a box. You understand what I'm trying to say? How are you going to pray to something that you don't know what it's about? If I ask you what God do you believe, whatever you believe in, as far as God is concerned, is it a man, is it a woman, is it black or white? You say, I don't know, it's a spirit, it's the wind, it's the... You don't know. So when you're praying, you don't know what the hell you're praying to. You understand what I'm trying to say? Now, the book they call Bible, everybody knows is put together by 47 homosexuals, Shakespeare and all them homosexuals, bisexuals or whatever. And King James authorized it. So if you know that, why would you allow yourself to get into that? If the same man that lynched you, raped your woman, killed your babies, shoot you, burn your churches, if that's the Bible he gave you and he did that to you, why would you want to continue reading that book?
Exactly.
Why would you walk around with a cross on your neck if you know the cross represents slavery, suffering, and death, and destruction, and everything? Why would you want to advertise
We
that?
love you, brother. We gotta go. I gotta get back. I'm out of here.
Listen,
They're gonna keep you here all night.
No, I think I was just reading when they did Birth of a Nation, the movie.
Right.
That was the first time the crackers and the Klan burnt the cross because they wanted sensationalism in the movie, and then the Klan started burning the cross. What I'm saying, the same thing you're saying. When you know where stuff started, you know where to drop it off.
Exactly. One more thing. Listen. All the supreme wisdom is on universalsupremeshabazarlaw.com. Universal Supreme Shabazarlaw.com. Get all those superior lessons, okay? It's free. All you gotta do is make a printout copy. I'm paying for it, so get it free.
And you heard that on Black News.
Free your mind for free.
God. We're here with Zane.
We love you, man. It's so good seeing you.
All right, Reggie. Come on, Reggie. Get to the point. I got no point. I said get the camera. No, I got it. Come on. Let's go. You can hold the mic.
Yeah, 1 second. You're gonna walk back and then drive to the store? How you gonna do it?
You said walk back and then what?
Drive to the store. Huh? All right, sure. Huh? Okay.
You can talk to him while you walk.
I'll spell it right now.
So these are the same streets you done walked. You done walked up there with.
Man.
Do you remember these streets, man?
Man, the first time I came to Harlem, it was because of Dr. Khalid.
I'm out of here, brother.
Yes.
And the last time I came to Harlem, it was for Dr. Khalid.
So, you know, we took his coffin up this street.
That's right, right in front of Apollo.
That's right. Right. And we had to put him in the coffin real quick.
I rode in the front seat of the hearse.
Yes.
Going the 2 hours to his gravesite. And man, it was so cloudy and cold that day, but it seemed like when we got him in the hearse, we turned the corner and the sun just shined all the way.
All the way, right?
That was an amazing ride. I didn't ever think I would have the courage to ride with him in a box behind me because he was always sitting in the back seat talking noise. Brother, I said turn right. What the hell are you doing? Brother, speed up. Man, it was the saddest day of my life to ride.
Son, they thought they caught Molly over here now?
And not
Are you
and
serious?
not have Dr. Khaled.
I can't believe this.
The New Harlem.
I can't believe this, man. This is coming back. I can't believe this, man.
The New Harlem. The New Harlem. We have to do away with all that. We have to do away with all that.
So we dropped them off over there.
That's what we did.
And we put them in the hearse.
That's what he asked. He asked that it be done.
We had a yellow school bus to take the rest of the Panthers. You
That's
remember
right.
that bus?
That's right.
Right. Took them down to Ferncliff Cemetery. Right.
That's right.
And you was here during the Million Youth March when the helicopters came down on us.
Man, that was one of the greatest days of my life to this day.
Huh?
That general showed what a general does.
Yes.
The only reason we survived it is because he barked the orders that everybody feared and didn't want to hear.
Exactly.
But them orders would go down in history as the great white general's orders. You know, the white man. Let me just say this: people got mad at Khaled for telling us we're in Harlem and this is a good place to fight, but they didn't get mad at Truman when he told them to drop the bomb in Japan when the Japanese had already surrendered. Right. He dropped the bomb to prove to Stalin, who was working with him from Russia, he had a new weapon because he knew when they got through with Germany and when they got through with Japan, the white man already picks his next enemy because he a warrior by instinct. So Stalin became his enemy. Then all of a sudden, people don't study history. Stalin fought the Japs and fought Germany with America. Then all of a sudden, the biggest problem is the Red Curtain. No, that wasn't the biggest problem. America has to be at war to control the masses of the people. And because war is business, big money. And so here we are, you got Donald Trump dropping bombs every 2 seconds, then go golfing. But when Khalid Muhammad tell the black man to fight, there's a problem. But when George Washington told the black man to fight, Christopher Attuck took somebody out before the Tea Party started. He was the first one to get took out, right?
Exactly.
The 54th was black man running up the hill in the Civil War, right? I think Tuskegee Airmen was flying in Germany, right? Yes. I think Doris Miller was a hero in Pearl Harbor, right? We done fought in all the white-black man wars. But when somebody's created by Elijah named Muhammad Ali say, I ain't going to fight, they got a problem.
It's an issue.
When a Khalid Muhammad say, let's fight our enemy here, you got a problem.
Exactly.
But if Trump say, we going over here, why him and his cracker daughter is golfing, your dumb ass gonna go bomb a country you know nothing about. We gotta wake the hell up, man.
May 19th. Just real quick with that, very quickly, because I was doing personal security that day with Dr. Khalid Muhammad. He had a perspective on that whole gathering that others did not have. He's been much maligned from then to now over the years about the choice to fight. But he used psychological warfare in a way that will be masterful, and they will be writing into books of combat and strategy. He put the fear of the opposing forces when he gave that command. If they attack you, take their goddamn guns from them and use their guns on them.
Take the relevant where they are.
Exactly. And this turned the tide. I saw the body language change. I saw the ranks began to break.
That's right.
I saw fear become instilled in the force that was about to set upon us.
Right.
So whatever has been said, it wasn't known what was being faced, and he gave the correct command.
But you don't judge history on the weak Butts interpretation, or Charlie Rangel interpretations.
Exactly.
If you judge history on the weak politicians who are sold out, you judge the history on your enemy.
Yes.
If Khalid Muhammad, they put a warrant out for his arrest for starting a riot, but they dropped it later.
Yes.
If Khalid would have did something against the white man, he would have put him in jail. But see, the white man understand war. He'll let you get away, as we said earlier, when you being a man.
Yes.
Somebody said, leave that man alone, man. That man was protecting his people.
May 19th.
Yes.
May
19th, we're going back. We're going back. It is the birthday of El Haj Malik El Shabazz, Malcolm X. We're going to see Brother Malcolm X. We're going to see Sister Betty Shabazz, right? And we're also going to see Brother Khalid Abdul Muhammad, right
Dr.
there.
Ben.
And we're going to see Dr. Ben, right? So we have always loved the support of the New Black Panther Party because they have been our army on that day, protecting all of these, right? So we are so excited to have y'all back May 19th. Tell the people how important.
We will be opening up the phone lines for questions, family. Make no mistake about it. Thank you for tuning in.
I'm Malcolm X.
I'm Harriet Tubman. I'm Malcolm Dummett. I'm Malcolm Amos. I'm Ada B. Swell. I'm Marcus Garvey. I'm Malcolm X.
I'm Ya Isatiwa.
I'm Prophet Nubo Juali.
I'm Elijah Muhammad.
I'm Ella Baker. I'm Nat Turner.
I'm Michael S. I'm Sojourner Truth. I'm Marcus Garvey. Now what?
I'm Fannie Lou Hamer. So what? I'm Rosa Parks.
I'm Young Asatiwa.
I'm Winnie Mandela.
I'm Willie Lynch.
Sarnetta TV is here for you. Black News 102, always bring the truth. And if you can't find yourself and can't see the light, Sarnetta TV will help you win the fight. Black News 102, we here for you. Black News 102, we here for you. We here for you. We here for you to bring the truth. To bring the truth is peace. We need that brotherly love. Black queens need kings. So tune into Sarnetta TV. Black News 102, we in the streets. Press play and take a seat. Cause we do this for you. 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 We can change the world if we try. If we try. If we take a stand on the front line. Front line. Sarnetta TV comes to free your mind and soul. We must save the children before they grow great and old. They say the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. I say Sarnetta's the best man to give us the truth. And that ain't no lie. He helped so many brothers rise to the top. So what you gonna do? Tune in to Sarnetta Black News 102, coming straight from the heart. And it's all about you. It's all about you. It's all about you. Oh, what we need is peace. We need that brotherly love. Black queens need kings. So tune into Sarnetta TV. Black News 102, we in the streets. Press play and take a seat. Cause we do this for you. 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 Sarnetta TV and Black News 102 has a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the Black or African American dream. This dream is to reach all the masses of all melanated people across the globe. In a sense, we have come to receive what is rightfully ours, our place in history, our place in this world, and our right to rise above the oppressor. 2, we will continue to bring you stars of spiritual enlightenment and consciousness. Truth forever on the scaffold, wrong forever on the throne. And if that scaffold sways the future behind, the dim unknown stand of God beyond the shadow, keeping watch above his own. How long, not long, I tell you, I'll shine, I'll shine. What we need is peace. We need that brotherly love. Black queens need kings. So tune into Sarnetta TV. Black News 102, we in the streets. Press play and take a seat. Cause we do this for you. We do this for you.
This your brother?
Man, listen, man. This your brother Sarnetta coming black at you once again. You already know what it is. I can't wait for May 19th, man. I don't know, bro. I can't wait till May 19th. We gonna get it in. We shutting down Harlem. And May 19th is an honor. We are honoring Malcolm X. You see, it's not about us doing old tactics and all of that other stuff. How some black brothers, some of us are coming up against our own movement and what we are doing, but they don't have nothing to tell you what we should be doing and lead in that example. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So what we want to do right now is open up the mic. If we have any questions, if you can be with us on May 19th, that's going to be powerful. But normally, you would think, if you only heard their voice and you don't know their voice, you would think that would be a white person talking about, don't go down there because that's old stuff. Why are you doing this for Malcolm X? You would normally think that's a white person. But goddamn, when you find out it's somebody that look like you, look like your mother, look like your brother, look like your father, as Dr. Naeem Akbar teaches us, and They the ones that jump up and put the cameras on them. Tell me it's something that is not psychologically scorned with our people today. That's a damn shame, family. But we got to get past that, and we got to stop always jumping on people bandwagons, supporting just any old thing, because y'all don't know how bad you look when you do stuff like that. Malcolm X gave his life for the black movement. He knew that day he was going to die, but he didn't care. He didn't have to go into that Audubon ballroom that day. He knew that he was going to die. He knew that they came to take his life. But what did he do? In his heart and mind, he said, I'm doing this for the people. By any means necessary. See, he lived that. And you mean to tell me that we can't give 3 hours of our time in the goddamn day? We got to make all kind of excuses. What is this doing? What is it doing? Number one, it keeps Malcolm X's name alive. Just like the Europeans do. Every year, you got to say their name. Because why? George Washington birthday. Abraham Lincoln birthday. President's Day. Veterans Day. You understand what I'm saying? They make you remember the Holocaust. Every year, you got to remember the Holocaust. You know? Hold on. Let me get this phone real quick. Peace and Black Power family. What's your name and where you call it from? All right, hold on. Let me try to get this phone work. Yeah, there you go. Talk to me, my brother. What's up? I hear you. Oh, he can't hear me. My bad. I got to work this. I got to fix it right. He can't hear me. Peace and Black Power family. What's your name? Where you calling from?
What's happening, my brother? This is Michael Edwards of Black Power. What's happening? You
I'm
live?
good, brother. I'm live. You ain't see the show, brother?
No, I just walked in the door, man. You know I be out playing music and all that.
Oh, man, you missed a hell of a good show. Yeah, we live right now. You on the air right now, my brother.
What was the show titled about, son?
Well, the show was titled about the Conscious Community Alumni brings the news live from the streets. You know, we talking about getting ready to get together for Malcolm X, May 19th.
Nice. And let me add to that. I'm putting out a challenge for all of our young people, our young people that do these mannequin challenges and all of this stuff that the white people give us and challenge us. I challenge all of our people that love Malcolm and love the depictions of Malcolm. Let's make a 2017 Malcolm X photo challenge. And mine is the one by the window with him looking out with his weapon. I'm doing that as my way to honor Malcolm's memory and his plight. And I challenge many of our brothers and sisters to go out and do that. Embody Malcolm. Let the white people know that we love our heroes. We love them. And they still live. They still live.
Real talk, my brother. Damn, I'm looking for this wire. Yeah, that's what happened. I took the wire out, and that's probably why he can't hear me on the other end. So, yes, my brother Michael, I appreciate that. This is the time to call in. I mean, damn, man. I always see YK the Truth in the building. When am I going to get my brother on the live stream? We need to build YK the Truth. I hope you're not scared to get on, brother. I mean, I've been giving you a call, and brother. I just want to let you know that. All right, Michael, do you hear me? Okay. All right, so thank you, my brother, for calling in, Mike. Let me get the phone lines. Yes, sir. Yeah. All right, peace, brother. All right, come on in, family. Try to call in. Let's get something going. All right, fuck it. I ain't gonna use that damn thing. I'll get it later. So this is the time to call in. Black News 102. We here. We live. I'm waiting on your calls before I get out of here, family. Y'all know how I do. I'll be out in a minute. This is the time to call in. Okay, we out. Peace and black power, family. We out of here. Peace. What up, Sapphire? Yeah, stay on the line because I'm trying to get this phone working. Stay on for a minute. That's what's the problem. I couldn't hear nobody. They couldn't hear me talking.
Reopen it.
All right. Do you hear me now?
I can't hear you.
All right, stay there. Just keep talking.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
I hear you. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Yeah, keep talking. I'm trying to fix the plug while you talking. Can you hear me now?
So today is a nice sunny day. I'm gonna put some shorts on and
peace.
Get
Can
me
you hear
some
me?
sun.
Can you hear me?
I need that vitamin D.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep, vitamin D.
Can you hear me?
If you talk to
All right, yeah, you can't hear me yet. I gotta get that fixed. It's one of the buttons I gotta plug in right. Oh, that's my brother. That's down there in Texas. Yeah. He's making right now. He's in the process of making a video. Like he's gonna be singing it in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's gonna be in the studio doing it, and he's gonna send me the video. So once he do that, that's gonna be powerful. I'm gonna love that, cause that's when I'm gonna make the video. I can't wait till May 19th come. We gonna get it in on May 19th. No, cause I'm gonna be outside holding the camera. I can't do all that. I'm gonna show it live though. I'm gonna show it live. You know, yeah, when I tape it, I'm gonna show it live.